want free beer for 19 years?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I got my ID on me.
I know you're getting ready to get married. I know you're
Uh-huh.
getting ready to change your life.
Uh-huh.
And if I could give you anything, it would
An
be free
immediate
beer.
alcohol addiction would
That's
be
right.
Okay, great.
Well, you're going to need
But
it
you're
when
going to
you
need
get
that.
married.
You're getting married.
Ask this guy.
If I'm going to have kids, apparently, I need that
Oh,
to
yeah,
get
you
through.
do,
My
especially
God.
for homecoming
Ask this,
weekend.
ask
yeah.
this guy what's in his hand Friday at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, 11 a.m.
yeah.
Yes, well, that's exactly right.
And
yes.
so,
Tell me
yeah.
more, Dusty.
Yeah, so Busch Light is offering beer for 19 years. There's only one catch. Got to change your name legally to Hunter.
What's the significance of Hunter?
Well, the Busch Light is for hunters. You know, they got the camo cans and all that kind of stuff. And so you change your name to Hunter, and boom, you can have Busch Light.
Do you, Hunter, take
Busch
Miss
Light.
to be your lawful wedded wife?
Bush Apple to be your. I
What a
do.
drop that would be at the altar.
yeah.
Coming up in about,
Dude,
a little under
4
2 months.
weeks, man.
Yeah.
4
like-
weeks.
yeah,
What,
4
what's the date again?
November
the
7th.
8th.
November 8th.
Yeah.
Okay, so
See?
yeah, we're a month away this week. Yeah.
Oh, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Oh, we'll be there.
we
What's
can't
the,
wait.
What's the significance of
19?
Or what's the Yes, and what about a natural-born hunter?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are they eligible?
I don't know about that. That's a good
Like
question.
If I'm
Hunter-
Hunter, I'm pissed.
Yeah.
Hunter Fietti is going to drink Busch Light for free for the next
Right.
19
Hang on a
years.
second. You see that car that just drove by? That's Maloney running down to the courthouse to change his name legally. Oh, my God. I haven't seen Rob Maloney move that fast ever. He just heard free Busch Light for 19 years to change his name.
He changed his name faster than Ocho Cinco. It's like, dude, Hunter would be totally a great name. I could get a new bar and call it the Hunter's Den.
Yeah.
And I could use my Busch Light to save money because I don't drink it.
That's right. He would sell it out the back
Oh,
door.
yeah.
Peddling Bush Light. Yeah.
Yeah. How'd you profit this year, Hunter? Well, I changed my name and I sold free beer for a profit.
That's right.
Isn't that capitalism? Well, there's different variations. I don't think there is. I think there's one clear definition. Yeah, all those bobbleheads I get, they go to Marketplace.
That's right.
Flex. But yeah, that's just, God.
I mean, how many people are actually going to do that?
I
right?
would 100% do it.
Would if you were younger, like I told you, if I was like early 20s, probably, you know, I would constantly, or I would actually
Hunter
think about
Fescoe.
that. Hunter Fescoe. I would think about that.
And so-
Hunter Likens.
I mean, it's a lot cooler than Dusty.
Hunter Williams actually sounds good.
When
Yeah.
you win a lifetime supply of something or a year, don't they give you the option?
Well, no, I don't think we're getting a cash option here for the Busch
Right,
Light.
but I'm saying,
yeah.
imagine a college kid being 21 years old, changes his name to Hunter, and getting the payout of this 19-year supply up front. And what
Right.
a legend Hunter
Crazy.
now is.
Well, you would have to probably do that your freshman year, I would think, in college. Like skirt the rules a little bit. I know you're not 21. We can figure things out, right? Go ahead and do your thing. But if you do it at 21, you've kind of missed that college window you get for like the last year and a half or so.
Yeah, but you're going to grad school if you get 19 years of Busch Light. You're hanging around that campus as long as possible. You're failing a class. You're forgetting to register. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but how much are you getting? Are you getting one case a month? Are you getting, a 6-pack a week and all that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah, you get a 6-pack of tall boys every 4 weeks.
Yeah,
Like,
see,
I'm already
I'm gonna
killing
do that.
that.
Like now, if it's unlimited, where you just show up and you get as much as you want, kegs, you're doing parties, all that kind of stuff, fine. But I guarantee you there's going to be some sort of limit that's placed on this.
I just always wonder about what the marketing meetings are when they come up with this sort of like propaganda. Hey, I've got a great idea, Terry. What's that, Dave? What if we told people if they change their name to, I don't know, Hunter, they get beer for free for 19 years. You think anybody would do that? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's run with
Let's
it.
do it. Well,
you know?
I'll be full transparency. When I think it was our second daughter was going to be born, we wrote to Yingling and we said to them, if we name our child Yingling von Fescoe, would you pay for college for college for them, right? And they said no. But we thought, well,
Thank God they did.
Yes, exactly.
She
But we're
would
like,
have never stood a chance in life.
no chance at all. No,
They
none.
want to be homeschooled.
Yeah. Probably not going to go to college after that, be
Yeah.
ridiculed your whole life. But, there was a time where I had a brief moment where I'm like, Yingling von Fescoe would be a very good name.
Yeah, going back to those marketing meetings, though, a case of Busch Light a month or whatever they're giving away, that's going to cost, you're
Nothing.
asking for like the moon compared to this. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, exactly. I was asking for actual cash dollars. Busch Light free for years is pennies in comparison to college. Yes.
Imagine the nerds that change their name and don't win.
Now, is it a contest, or is it you automatically change your name and you get that Busch Light?
I feel like we got to check this thing.
Yeah,
out.
I think we probably got to get through all the details on that. Mark Sanchez would know.
Oh my gosh. So this is like one of those times where a sports story that doesn't really involve sports but involves somebody involved in sports kind of like takes over your weekend.
Yeah.
Because, I think it was it Saturday morning we woke up? Yeah, I think it was Saturday morning I wake up and I'm like, damn, Mark Sanchez got like Paul Pierce. Like this guy just like gets stabbed. And of course, all these people that are, friends with him, like I think it was Orlovsky was like, I know Mark, he's a nice guy. I'm praying for him. I hope he's all right. And you're like, damn, Mark Sanchez got stabbed and like he's in, not critical but stable condition, whatever they were calling it. And then you get the next tweet and it's Mark Sanchez is going to be arrested and booked on charges in this whole thing. You're like, wait a minute. And then they kind of give you the story and, it comes out, finally we get like all the details. So former Jets quarterback Mark Sanchez was acting erratically, body slammed a truck driver who then stabbed Mark Sanchez in Indianapolis because he feared for his life, the police say. The guy was a 69-year-old truck driver parked at a hotel loading dock to collect used cooking oil and was confronted by Mark Sanchez, who claimed the truck couldn't be there, citing the hotel manager. Sanchez, smelling of alcohol and slurring, climbed into the truck's cab, ignoring the driver's protests. New footage now shows Sanchez following the driver, blocking his access to the truck, and shoving him. Mark then threw the driver against a wall and then to the ground. The driver, who was feared for his life, used pepper spray, which briefly affected Sanchez. And then when Mark went at him again, the driver stabbed him 2 or 3 times in the chest. Sanchez was stunned and fled from the scene and then was hospitalized with critical injuries. Sanchez has since been arrested for battery, unlawful vehicle entry, and public intoxication. A very wild story where it's always happens in our life where somebody that you don't expect out of nowhere has something like this. I know these are drastically different stories, but in the 90s, it was like, wait a minute, OJ's a murderer?
Right.
You're like, I had no idea. He was always nice. And then you hear this about like Sanchez, who's clearly intoxicated, but yet there's this demon that comes out of nowhere and a 69-year-old truck driver just doing his job and a drunk idiot in Mark Sanchez body slamming, throwing this guy to the ground. Mark Sanchez is no slouch of a human.
Right.
And like, I watch FS1. I watch all those shows on there. He's a normal guest on Colin Cowherd's show. And every time he's on there, he's insightful, seems nice, seems, all this. And then you hear this story this weekend where, oh yeah, Mark Sanchez was stabbed. It's like bad injuries. And then all of a sudden it's like, now he's arrested and going to jail because of the actual story that came out. And you're like, this is insane to me.
It's insanity, right? Like you wake up in the morning, you're like, Mark, somebody texted me. We were very busy this weekend, and a buddy of mine, my friend Joe, texted me, goes, this Mark Sanchez thing. I'm like, what? I started to look into it like, oh my God, this is bizarre. First of all, we've all been Mark Sanchez where somebody parks in the handicap spot where they shouldn't, or somebody parks illegally and they shouldn't.
Oh, yeah.
You don't attack them, right? You get ticked off. You may think about slashing their tires. You may want to call the cops. 9 times out of 10, you're not attacking the guy that parks illegally. You're looking at him and you're going, you're a selfish son of a you-know-what, right?
Oh, yeah. Saw it at Target on Saturday.
Exactly. You see it every day.
And he knew I caught him because I looked at the license plate and I looked over and I was like, And he just was like, I'm like, yeah, man, get out of here.
Get out of here, you loser, right? You were parking where you're not supposed to be.
For sure.
But like, I've actually had 2 instances of this. I was telling you last night, it was like early 2000s. I was going to meet somebody in Westport one night. It was like a Monday or a Tuesday night. It was really late, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. Before I was doing, every morning, right? And so I go down there and I'm sitting at the red light right there by where the bunker is, in Westport. And all of a sudden this guy gets in my car. And I looked at him, I go, what the hell? And this was before Uber and all this kind of stuff, right? This is like 2001, 2, that era.
Yeah, you're still whistling at yellow cars.
Yeah, exactly. And hoping a taxi would drive by in Kansas City, right? Guy gets in my car, and then he has one of those moments where he realized, I'm in the wrong car. And he got out and he ran. And then the Sanchez thing, I was listening to or reading about this yesterday. I'm like, this was like when the bloody naked guy showed up at our house, right? And they couldn't get this guy to stop, right? They tased him 8 times in our neighbor's driveway. And finally, on the 8th tase, he went down. And the cop said, look, we were ready to shoot him. Because he was biting the police officers, he was spitting, he was coming after the cops. Like, the booze and the drugs in your system gets you going to a level that you're all of a sudden, Encino, man, and you're coming after everybody. And you're not. Mark Sanchez is lucky they did not do anything that would have taken his life in that situation.
I mean, the fact the guy pepper sprayed him and he was still just fighting through that. Like, I've been in a crowd where they pepper sprayed away from just to break the crowd up, and I was coughing and rubbing my eyes and all this. I was, and I'm not a former football player, but that's, man, what a wild story.
Yeah, so
and then he was supposed to broadcast the Raiders and Colts game as a Fox game, and they were like, "Hey, Brady, Quinn, that is, we've got a question for you. What's up, guys? Hey, so Mark's out. Can you?" So they called the backup quarterback to go in for the quarterback because he was clearly injured and out. And Brady Quinn ends up calling the game for the Raiders and the Colts, and Mark Sanchez is incarcerated and got stab wounds because, again,
Brady Quinn may have just found himself a new job too.
Look, man, opportunity waits, man. When it knocks, open and take full advantage, because I gotta think, Bob, that they're not gonna continue to employ Mark Sanchez and Fox.
I wouldn't think in this day and age that that Mark Sanchez has a career moving forward.
When we first read the headline, what were we thinking? Mark Sanchez was out with some people. Somebody didn't like him.
Exactly. Yeah,
not at all the case.
Not at all the case.
Not even remotely close.
No, not at all. But it did. It reminded me, like, that pepper spray reminded me of the tasers. Like, people get to these points, man, where their bodies just are. I don't even know what the word is. Like, they just turn into the Incredible Hulk because of the booze, because of the drugs, because of whatever they put in their system, and they don't give up. And the pepper spray didn't take them down. Imagine being tased 8 times, Dusty, and still not going down.
I don't. In the face. Oh, God. Hey, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not. The Chiefs play tonight against Jacksonville, and I can only think of one thing to say, and that is time to shine. Let's dive into it on the other side here at 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Chris Jones, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you, my friends over at the Sheet Metal Workers #2 are doing great things in the Kansas City community. Every Friday, they give away $1,500 to 2 booster clubs for their game of the week. Be looking for that high school game of the week with Preps KC coming up a little bit later on this week. And right now, the Sheet Metal Workers Union want you to join, right? They've got a pre-apprenticeship program, and it's a paid opportunity, lasts 15 months, where you'll start making $24.55 an hour just to start, and it increases to $27.27 an hour after 3 months. And during that time, you're going to get family health coverage at no cost to the employee. And once you're done with that pre-apprenticeship program, it's time to be an apprentice. And first-year apprentices begin earning $30 per hour. At the Sheet Metal Workers, they do industrial sheet metal. They do all kinds of decorative sheet metal. You've seen the top of Bartle Hall. You've seen Kauffman Stadium's crown. You've seen, obviously, the Kauffman Performing Arts Center. They do HVAC service and repair, installation, and everything involving sheet metal. So if that sounds like something you're interested in doing, check them out at sheetmetal2.org. And they welcome everyone from seasoned professionals to those with no experience. And they offer career training, job security, and a path to advancement. So check them out now at sheetmetal2.org. That's sheetmetal2.org.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. It could be low testosterone. Take action now. Synergen X and Low T Center can help you reclaim your energy with a quick and simple free T-test. Visit a local Synergen X or Low T Center and receive pharmaceutical-grade testosterone, never compounded like the other clinics. Experienced providers increase your testosterone to the level that is just right for you. Treatment is covered by most major insurance with affordable self-pay options available as well. The best you is waiting. Book a free T-test at trtmvp.com.
Kansas City, it's time to turn up the heat. The Westport Sunfresh is back and better than ever. Now proudly part of the Cosentino Food Stores family. we're celebrating with a re-grand opening you won't want to miss. That means 3 full weeks of hot savings on the freshest produce, premium meats, and all your grocery favorites. Come experience the new and improved Westport Sunfresh, your neighborhood store, now with even more local love. Located in the heart of Westport, only at Cosentino's Westport Sunfresh.
Morning, Zoe. Got donuts.
Jeff Bridges, why are you still living above our garage?
Well, I dig the mattress, and I want to be in a T-Mobile commercial like you. Teach me, Saldana.
Oh, no, I'm not really prepared. I couldn't possibly. At T-Mobile, get the new iPhone 17 Pro. On them, it's designed to be the most powerful iPhone yet and has the ultimate pro camera system.
Wow, impressive. Let me try. T-Mobile is the best place to get iPhone 17 Pro because they've got the best network.
Nice, Jeffrey.
You heard them. T-Mobile is the best place to get the new iPhone 17 Pro on us with eligible trade-in in any condition.
So, what are we having for lunch?
Dude, my work here is done.
With 24 monthly bill credits on Experience Beyond for well-qualified customers plus tax and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Finance agreement iPhone 17 Pro, 256 gigs, $1,099.99 and new line minimum $100 plus a month plan with auto pay plus taxes and fees required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Ookla Speed Test Intelligence data 1H2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment. Not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is James Hawkins, president of Golden Oak Lending. I am excited to announce our new low rate of 4.5%. That's right, 4.5%. Your home's equity is higher than ever. Use your equity to pay off high-interest credit cards, pay off student loans, or just lower your monthly payment, and skip 2 months of mortgage payments. Our cash-out customers save an average of more than $1,000 a month. You could be saving that too. Imagine what you could do with an extra $1,000 every month. And don't forget, if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. We make the process fast and easy, often getting your cash in as little as 14 days. Take advantage now of our 4.5% rate before it's too late. Call 913-890-GOLD today. That's 913-890-GOLD.
Golden Oak Landing, join my blues.
5.442 APR, FHA 15-year, 20% equity, qualified credit, additional terms apply. NMLS 114937.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Stay comfortable year-round with fast, reliable service 24/7, even weekends and holidays. Already invested in repairs? Save up to $4,500 on a new HVAC system. Schedule today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side, 35 southbound from Missouri 152 into downtown is a 12-minute trip. I-70 westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas side 70 eastbound from 435 to 670 is an 11-minute drive. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Here on a Red Monday, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports, Kansas City Chiefs football. You know the promos you hear all the time, 3 hours before a game starts. So what, 4 o'clock today? It's just going to be Chiefs Radio Network. God, Karen, you got a tough show.
Yeah,
today.
he's got a big one today, man. Big one.
But yeah, so we'll have Derek Johnson on in about an hour from now, diving into this Jacksonville game. We'll continue to monitor the weather in Jacksonville. We'll see what the conditions are going to be like. Because, we got to do a little Chiefs parlay today. Got to see about how our parlay went this weekend. Thanks, Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you, New York Giants, for puking all over yourselves.
But how about Buffalo losing last night and Philadelphia? I told you on Friday I felt like those two teams were going down.
I said I like Denver plus 3.5 this week. I really do, and I liked New England. So did Bob, and you know.
Yeah, you guys couldn't have been more right about that.
Yeah, I called that outright, man.
I was sitting at home shaking my head yesterday watching those games.
You're like,
I'll have the
these son of
apology
a
ready
hunters.
when that time comes
but
around.
that's because I just don't think Buffalo's that good, guys. We're praising this Buffalo Bills team, and man, they had to scratch one out to win in opening night against Baltimore, who is, and we'll get to Baltimore as the morning rolls along. They're like everybody's get well game now. So I mean, I
think there was also, I heard a comment in the game, not to interrupt, but I think there was also some payback yesterday for Houston because on Christmas Day they got beat 38-2.
Yeah, right.
And they never took their foot off that gas pedal yesterday.
No, they never did, which is great. But I mean, but it also tells you where Baltimore is right now. So we can get into them as the morning rolls along. So Buffalo to me just was never that impressive of a team. Like I'm just looking at them like they're fighting every single week to win and whatnot. And it finally caught up to them. And I just like what's going on in New England right now. I think they're a very good football team. And I think there's an opportunity, that they could sneak into the playoffs because if you look at the West right now, I mean, it's Kansas City, maybe it's LA, but they lost again yesterday. So much on the line tonight, Dusty. I mean, this is as big a week 5 game maybe as there's been because the Chiefs win this game tonight. Guess where they are? They're sitting in first place all by their lonesome. Well, tied with Denver, I guess, for the top of the AFC. And 3 weeks ago, everybody was crowning the Chargers and saying how great they are. Back-to-back weeks, Giants and Washington. They've lost those 2 football games. New England beats Buffalo last night. So, I mean, this thing is wide open right now. This is a great opportunity for the Chiefs tonight. That's what makes me so excited about this. We got a chance to make the world right again, brother.
Yeah, I mean, that's the joy about the joy of Monday Night Football is you get to see the entire slate develop before your eyes and, good or bad, depending on how disciplined your team is and where your team currently stands in, competitiveness with the rest of the league, you can kind of sit back and be like, okay, a win tonight is a massive advantage for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably what the message is in that locker room for the Kansas City Chiefs. So before we get into there's some news that came out yesterday. I'm sure some of you saw that Xavier Worthy questionable tonight. It sounded like the shoulder obviously will be on the injury list all year, but then an ankle as well. So there was an ankle issue, questionable tonight. But from what we gather, from what we read, from what we've been told, he will. There's Dart's mom. He will probably suit up and be able to play tonight. Just going to be a little, of course, a little ginger throughout the game, gingerly running routes because the ankle. We'll see how that plays in effect. So something to monitor, obviously, throughout the day and when they get on the field tonight around 6 o'clock and they're showing the teams warm up. Hopefully it's just, nothing big. It's just a little rough week of practice and getting back on the field after not playing for 2 or 3 weeks and, he'll move on. But tonight's game is against Jacksonville, and I'm sure there are still some people out there that are like, kind of nervous. I saw what happened yesterday in the NFL. Anything can happen. Slight advantage, you would think, with the Kansas City Chiefs. They're always prepared. They're always focused. They're always taught. There's nothing that matters except today. Right? And nothing matters more than Jacksonville. And they have a new head coach. You have the tenured and Andy Reid. They have Trevor Lawrence. You have Patrick Mahomes. You have your defense. They have theirs. Their defense has not played a really significant quarterback yet, so we will see what happens. You saw what happened last night with Buffalo, who finally found a team that is actually competitive and knows how to play the sport of football, and the results were there. But there is a very big indicator that the name or the phrase first place, because that's there tonight.
That is.
We saw we saw the Chargers puke. We saw the Buffalo Bills show their stuff. But again, you can go to 3-2. Now, obviously, the Chargers have tiebreaker. They still got to play at Arrowhead on December 14th. That's going to be one hell of a game. And obviously, you haven't played the Broncos yet. But, here we are. And, it's my fault for being an idiot. I was week 2, week 3, man, like the AFC West. It's probably done. It's probably the Chargers. They're 3-0. They look superior. They look good. Hey, Dusty, why don't you relax and understand there's 16 weeks left in the football season, and now all of a sudden you have a chance to really take a stab at this league where first 2 weeks of the season people are having conversations nationally going, that Chiefs dynasty might be done. The window might be closing, and within a win tonight that can be a significant win, which I said last week, if you can go there in Jacksonville and really stick it to the Jaguars and open up the eyes again, because you put up 22, You put up 37. You go into Jacksonville tonight and take care of business and do it in your way that you want to do it, and you control the narrative the entire game. The conversation on Tuesday morning will shift back to the Chiefs are still there. The Chiefs are here. We were idiots. We were dumb. Talking nationally, saying this, saying that, myself included, saying the AFC West is over. And all of a sudden, that team that gets its number one target back in 2 weeks or in 2 games, they'll welcome Detroit, and Sunday night will be one of the most viewed games of the season.
Well, this is why you don't make decisions. This is why when Spector called me into his office after week 2 and asked if I could be critical about the Chiefs franchise, I told him the pound sand, and I really did. He goes, are you going to be able to be critical about this team if things go south? I go, things are not going to go south, so I don't think it's something you need to worry about. I said, right. But if things do go south, we'll address those issues when those things start to go south. And right now, things are not going south with the Kansas City Chiefs. They weren't going south in the first 2 weeks of this season. It didn't look like what people wanted it to look like, but there's no reason to bail on a team that is coached by Andy Reid, coached by Steve Spagnuolo, and led by Patrick Mahomes. It's fool's gold if you wanted to bail on a franchise that has the 3 best at their jobs in one organization. There's no better defensive coordinator in the league. There's no better offensive mind in the league, and there's no better quarterback in the league. And when you have that threesome sitting on top, you have an opportunity to win every single game, regardless of who you're playing against. And so for all the folks that wanted to write this football team off after week 2 because they were sitting at 0-2, that was foolish. You knew they were going to right the ship. You knew that things were going to change in the NFL. And you know when you have Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes, they're a veteran team. They know how to battle through adversity. They know how to fight. They know how to scrap. They know how to find ways to win games. I don't know how many other teams in the NFL have that pedigree and have that ability to go out there and win games. And so now there's a lot on the line. Tonight is a large game. I'm not saying this is the biggest game of the year or anything like that, but this is a big separation game now for the Chiefs. You win this game tonight, you move to 3-2. You and the Denver Broncos then are effectively tied for first place in the AFC West. Chargers are no longer part of the conversation because they're at 3-3 right now. Yeah, they beat you, but you move to 3-2 or whatever it is. You have the leg up on the competition. You have an opportunity to kind of jumpstart this thing and stay ahead of the Chargers, right? I guess the Chargers would be 3-2, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're sitting at 3-2 as well.
You, Denver, and the Chargers
all sitting at 3-2. That's right. So, but effectively, you're playing for first place tonight, and you win this game, and you're sitting at 3-2. Denver's 3-2. Chargers are 3-2, and everybody else is looking at it going, "Here come the Kansas City Chiefs. Here they come!" Right? Because it's a Monday night game. It's national television. Everybody's going to be watching the game in the NFL circles, and you have an opportunity to go out there and really put on one hell of a show and show this place and show this this country who the number one team in football is. Because I do think the Chiefs are the best team in the NFL. And that's not hyperbolic. That's not being a homer. That's how I feel after watching this league now for 5 weeks. I'll take the Chiefs over anybody, any place, anytime, anywhere. And they're going to go down to Jacksonville tonight and assert their ability to go out there and keep, I guess, a losing team. It's a losing organization. Keep a team that's, less than you losing. And the Chiefs are going to take care of business and do that tonight.
It's a bad organization. You're right, and I think it's an opportunity to expose what we talked a lot about on Friday, which is that the Jacksonville Jaguars turn these teams over, but they've played Mac Jones, Bryce Young,
right, and they have 41 points off of turnovers too, dude. Like
they do,
yeah.
But if the Chiefs can play one of those sound games where they take care of the football, eliminate the penalties on the O-line for a second straight week, there's no reason that you think the Jaguars should be in this game or that we should sweat. Now we will because it's the NFL.
Right, yeah.
And the Chiefs got a stress-free game last week, and it's not going to happen 2 weeks in a row. Guys, I didn't think that we'd be in a spot I didn't think the AFC West was out of the picture. I thought the 1 seed might be. I certainly didn't think we'd be in this boat so quickly.
The 1 seed's wide open now again.
The Chiefs control their destiny, too.
Yeah.
They're a game behind Buffalo. They play Buffalo. They're going to be tied in the loss column with the Chargers and the Broncos. They play both of those teams. And this is a conference in which, I mean, based on what the Ravens are doing, the Steelers and the Colts are probably the 3 and 4 seed in this thing.
Right.
I mean, the wild card teams, none of them are impressive. The Chargers have just lost to the Commanders and the Giants. I mean, so this is a conference that's looking really, really weak compared to how it usually you're thinking you got Burrow and Lamar and Josh Allen and all these guys in the playoffs. That's not going to be the case. I mean, the Chiefs really are in control of this thing. They're in the driver's seat, and not even 2 weeks ago did I think it was going to be a possibility.
And that's a great point, too. They do control their own destiny right now because they have an opportunity to continue to win. And if you beat Buffalo, well, you've got the tiebreaker over them. You go and beat the Chargers, you'll have, if this all plays out and we have the same records and all that stuff. Yes.
And each team is going to lose more games between then, and I understand that. But I did not think that the AFC Championship game had a chance of being played at Arrowhead this season, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago, yeah. And maybe even waking up yesterday morning, you're probably thinking, oh, Buffalo's probably going to find a way to win or whatever the case may be and whatnot. But they didn't, and so you're right. This thing is wide open. There is a great opportunity for the AFC Championship game to roll through Arrowhead Stadium again. So go out there and take care of business, and I think you're right. You don't turn the football over tonight. I think you win this game going away because that's where Jacksonville is dominant. That's where most NFL teams dominate. They get the turnovers, they get the penalties, and they find ways to win games like we were watching with, the Chargers. They don't rough the punter in that situation. They probably end up winning that game over Washington yesterday.
Yeah, Jacksonville's scheduled, to give it reference, Bryce Young week 1, Jake Browning week 2, and they lost that game.
Yep.
Houston week 3, and the 49ers in week 4. Mac Jones, C.J. Stroud, who hadn't figured things out yet. He didn't get to play the Ravens. Jake Browning, who lost, because Trevor Lawrence threw 3 interceptions as well. I believe it was a bad game for Trevor Lawrence, at least 2 interceptions.
Well, that's when he and Liam Cohen also
were fighting with each other.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe they're starting to gel, but either way, this is like the real stretch of their schedule. They go Chiefs, Seahawks, Rams the next 3 games. So we'll see if Jacksonville's that team, because I think this game is going to show you a lot by the time the second quarter is under wraps, or not under wraps, but in full go. Because Jacksonville, this is point differential by quarters. Jacksonville is plus 35 point differential in the second quarter.
That's crazy.
The Kansas City Chiefs are plus 21.
Yeah.
So both of these teams, now the Chiefs are negative 15 in the first quarter, but where they shift in power is Jacksonville is -3 and -12 in the third and fourth quarter. Now, some of those games might be late scoring, but the games that I just referenced to you, none of them are really blowouts by Jacksonville. So maybe there's a little bit of garbage time, but the Chiefs are plus 21 in the second quarter point differential, plus 10 in the third, and plus 5 in the fourth.
They get stronger as the game goes along. And that's a Spags defense right there in a nutshell. Negative in the first quarter and then dominates the rest of the way.
And that's plus 21 versus plus 35. You look at strength of schedule, you like the Chiefs. Now I like the Chiefs in the second. That's where I'm gonna see where everything goes, because if they can take advantage in the first quarter and we know they get really going in the second quarter, then by the time you get to halftime, if they've got a little bit of a cushion, you can kind of sit back and be like, all right, let's see what this team is going to do against Jacksonville tonight. So we'll find out 7:30, somewhere around there is when they'll start playing your Monday Night Football game in Jacksonville. But it is a Tuesday, so we get to do our
Monday.
It's a Monday, so we get to our overreactions. I just want to do a tough Tuesday. Well, I was thinking of Demercado was going to be my tough Tuesday, because the guy just can't seem to hold onto the ball, because
oh my God,
every year somebody does it. They fumble the ball before they go into the end zone.
I don't understand this, man. Like, what you doing?
But what you do understand is the Ravens on an overreaction Monday.
Yeah, that's my overreaction this week. I got a couple of them. The Raiders are done, right? I just think the Ravens. The Ravens are done.
No, I'll get to the Raiders.
Yeah, they're done too. But the Ravens are done. They're everybody's get well team right now. The last couple of weeks, really all season long, Lamar is, basically, saying I'm done with this situation here. Their worst start in team history, giving up a ton of points. First team in the Super Bowl era to allow 37 or more points in 4 of their first 5 games. That's supposed to be a defensive-led franchise. They are now officially the get-well game. They are now the Cleveland Browns. They used to be the Cleveland Browns, and they're playing like the team that they used to be. So the Baltimore Ravens, for me, are done. I think Detroit and Kansas City are the 2 best teams in the NFL right now, and we get that showdown happening a week from yesterday over at Arrowhead Stadium. I just think they're the 2 best teams in this league right now. Jackson Dart, I think, is going to be a stud. Had a lot of fumbles and miscues in that game yesterday. You clean those things up. That guy's got just the moxie and a mom that's awesome, too. The Eagles are going to unravel. And I think that loss that they had yesterday, the Philadelphia Eagles, man, look out, A.J. Brown. It's going to get loud inside that locker room after that loss yesterday, because that was a brutal loss to the Denver Broncos yesterday. But we called that. We told you going into the weekend that Philadelphia was going to lose, so you should have been ready for that one. But even still, I think it's going to unravel in Philly now. Things are good when you win. That guy wearing a cutoff sweatshirt on the sideline, He going to get a lot of flack, I'm sure, in Philadelphia this morning.
Quarterback couldn't hit the deep ball yesterday. My overreaction Monday is the Raiders are worse this year than they were last year.
Oh, my God.
I also think that we've said this before. Time is undefeated. It waits for no man ever.
Yep.
Geno Smith is done in the NFL. He's now thrown 8 interceptions in 3 weeks. He went 3-3-2. Like we said, I don't know if Pete Carroll still got it. I don't know if I know for a fact Geno Smith ain't got it. The Raiders are worse than I thought. Watching that game yesterday, I think the Colts are better than we give them credit for.
The Colts?
I think the Raiders are worse than we give them credit for. So, good for the Indianapolis Colts. Their offensive line is a problem. Jonathan Taylor is a huge problem if you play him in fantasy football or against him in fantasy football. And Geno Smith can't stop turning the ball over. They need somebody else. Hey, Dylan Gabriel looked good. Cleveland don't want Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah, Damian Lillard wants him to the Raiders.
I mean, dude, you got to put people's ass in seats.
Do it.
And
do it.
Why not?
Do it.
Dion approves.
Do it.
Put Shedeur in Vegas. That's my overreaction. Geno is done. The Raiders are terrible, and Geno Smith is out. Why not go put that Vegas show of Shedeur Sanders and put it in Las Vegas?
I don't hate that at all. I think it'd be great. Damian Lillard, time to go ahead and trade for Shedeur, man. SMH. He put Shedeur and Ashton Genty together in a graphic.
I mean, well, Nathan, you have an overreaction today?
I've got a couple, and I was unfortunate enough to play Jonathan Taylor in fantasy
Same.
this week. So
Yeah.
Not feeling great about that going into Monday Night Football, but my first overreaction is Mike Vrabel's a top 5 coach in the league. The Titans made a huge mistake by letting that guy go.
No question.
Even if we're not being hyperbolic, that was one of the dumbest decisions in recent league history.
Yes, it was.
And
Yes.
how is Brian Callahan working out for the Tennessee
Well, they
Titans?
won yesterday. Yeah.
Sure.
Well, did they win or were they gifted?
No, they were gifted.
Yeah.
They were gifted a game. Yeah, they played Arizona. I mean, the Kyler Murray thing needs to end too. That guy's been terrible
That's a
for
whole other bag of
years. But
worms.
yeah.
But I think we talk about Reed being 1, Tomlin being 2 because of longevity, and then this new crop of guys after them, the Shanahans, the McVays. I think Vrabel's in that class of coaches. I think he consistently gets more. The fact that Titans team went to an AFC Championship game, was in that game for most of the games, I think is Mike Vrabel's doing.
Yep.
I think he consistently gets more out of his roster than he should. My other overreaction is the Buccaneers are going to the NFC Championship game.
They're a good football team.
They can score.
Yep.
They did that without Mike Evans. They almost came back against the Eagles a few weeks ago, and that would have been quite the comeback. And it's a league that we talked about. You just said the Lions are probably the best team. The Eagles look, human. The Packers are not infallible anymore. I think this could be a Buccaneers team that sort of takes advantage of that. Finally, the Toronto Blue Jays, guys, they just scored. They just hit another home run. I don't know if you missed that.
I just saw
They're
it,
continuing to score. No, I think they got to be the favorites to come out of the AL. They pounded the Yankees this weekend in both of those games.
And as Dusty said before the show started, we'll go back to Toronto tied at 2 for the final game 5 later this week.
Yeah, we'll go to the Bronx. And my guy Volpe will show all you New York haters that he's actually a solid shortstop.
He is. He's having himself a nice little run in the playoffs. It's hard. Like in the postseason now for the Yankees, if you're not perfect, people are going to destroy you. And I'm sure Aaron Judge is probably going to get
Has
run
he hit a
out
home
of
run
town.
yet?
No, has not hit a home run yet.
Oof.
One more thing on your Raiders, just to further this point. This is a great one. Geno Smith, you mentioned 9 interceptions this year. The Raiders have 8 touchdowns.
God.
And he's thrown 8 of those in 3 weeks.
That guy has more interceptions than the Raiders have touchdowns at this point in time.
Let me follow that up with another stat, Bob.
Yeah.
This is your Arizona Cardinals timeline yesterday.
Yeah, okay.
Somebody says it's from NFL memes. The Arizona Cardinals just suffered perhaps the most hilarious loss in NFL history.
Yeah.
21-6, fourth quarter lead.
How much time was left when they were up 21-6? What, is that
I'm
when the
getting
fourth
there.
quarter?
I'm
Okay.
getting there. Fumbled crossing the goal line to go up 28-6.
That's right.
then fumbled an interception for a touchdown, up 21-12 with less than 5 minutes left. Arizona would go on to lose the game 22-21 to Tennessee.
It was remarkable. Like you could not have, you could not, honest to God, scripted that any better. And the Kyler Murray throw where he was under duress and just kind of threw it away was, to me, is a microcosm of who Kyler Murray is as a quarterback. He's not a winner. He's not a leader. He's not the guy that I would want leading my team. It is time for the Arizona Cardinals to move on from Kyler Murray. And really, if you're in the NFL and you fumble before the goal line because you threw it down like a jackass, you should be banned from the league too, because you're too stupid to play in the NFL.
Just wait till you get to the font.
Yeah.
Right? Wait till you get to the letters and then be like, release. When you see the white line, hold on to it. And then when you see the letters, release it. It's that simple.
And what's the rush? Because we don't
I
see
don't
it.
know.
I don't know.
Sometimes you'll see guys after they score, they chuck the football into the stands, right? And when these guys fumble, they're not like prematurely doing a celebration that like
they're just throwing the ball down nonchalantly. Yeah.
What is that about? It's like I got to look cool and act like I don't.
I've been here before
I don't
and all
understand.
that. Yeah. Now, cross the goal line, barrel roll in, secure that ball over the goal line, score a touchdown, and do whatever you want with the ball at that point in time, because these things cost teams games. Like, honestly, yesterday, that was a loss that was taken away from Tennessee because Arizona was too stupid to win the game. Like, those are the things that you see that if you're a fan of another team have to drive you nuts. Like, we make, like, some Jawan Taylor mistakes and things like that. Could you imagine watching a team who they don't even know how to score a touchdown?
Oh, that was brutal. And then there's Miami.
Yeah. And now, has he gotten fired yet? Today's a good day to fire him.
Did you see the video of Mike McDaniel walking back to the locker room?
No.
Oh, boy, it's tough.
Is it a tough watch?
It's very sad.
Like
you just know
like
he's
the
like
Hulk walking away music type of thing?
Oh, yeah. Like, it's by himself, just completely disheveled and head kind of down, like, I'm getting that call tomorrow, aren't I? And it's like, well, you lost to Carolina and you were up the entire game.
You lost to Bryce Young. I mean, like, weren't they up like 21-0 or something in this one and blew it big? Like, it's just absolutely gross. Like, today's
like 24-6. Yeah,
yeah,
that was a big one.
Today's the perfect day to fire Mike McDaniel in Miami. I just feel like, you know what? It's time. It is time to move on from him. And I think Callahan probably spared himself another week because they got that stupid win in Arizona.
Yeah, this was just your typical NFL Sunday, is what Adam Schefter says. Titans overcame an 18-point deficit to defeat Arizona. Panthers overcame a 17-point deficit to defeat Miami. Broncos overcame a 14-point deficit to defeat Philadelphia. Saints overcame an 11-point deficit to defeat the Giants. Commanders overcame a 10-point one to defeat the Chargers.
Right.
So,
it's not over till it's over, as Yogi said, man.
Any given Sunday.
Yep.
Monday's football coverage is presented by Busey Bank, where they focus on your success. At Busey Bank, they've been building businesses and growing wealth since 1868. Learn more at BuseyBank.com. We get back on the other side. We dive into Denver wins, Chargers loses, Kansas City has a chance to win the entire weekend. On the other side here, 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
This is voice of the Wildcats, Wyatt Thompson, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens, and that cool weather's moving in, that hot weather's moving out, but keep it hot in the bedroom. And if you're struggling with erectile dysfunction, just remember that ED is nothing more than a medical condition. Studies show that around 50% of men over the age of 50 have some form of the condition, and young men can be affected by ED as well. But what you may not know is that ED stems from a variety of causes, and these often call for differing treatment strategies. And that's what Heartland Men's Health does. Heartland Men's Health treatments work when the pills or the herbals fail. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. Some treatments can even have you last an hour or more. Heartland Men's Health successfully treating men in the Kansas City area. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, schedule a consult with Heartland Men's Health today. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes a medical consult with a licensed medical provider and a T and PSA test. And if medically advised, a test dose. And if the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. They have an expert staff, and if you are like a lot of men, you could be having sex the day after your appointment. They have 3 locations to serve you: Overland Park, Kansas; Independence, Missouri, between Blue Springs and Lee Summit; and in North Kansas City. So call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or visit heartlandmenshealth.com.
Take advantage of the nice fall weather and schedule your consultation with the outdoor living specialists at Powell Exteriors KC so you can enjoy the weather in style and comfort. Imagine watching football on your new deck, protected from the elements, and you'll have the confidence of Powell Exterior KC's 10-year workmanship warranty, easy financing, and pay no interest until 2027. Go to PowellExteriorsKC.com today and experience the power of KC's exterior experts.
Looking to drive your finances downfield? Main Street Credit Union is the hometown team you can trust. We help you build credit, lower monthly expenses, and finance with confidence. Or if you need a loan to grow your small business, we've got flexible options and no hidden fees. At Main Street, it's not just about the win, it's about keeping Kansas City moving forward. One goal, 1 yard, 1 member at a time. Get in the game at mainstreetcu.org.
Introducing your new Dell PC with the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps you handle a lot, even when your holiday to-do list gets to be a lot. Like organizing your holiday shopping and searching for great holiday deals and customer questions and customers requesting custom things, plus planning the perfect holiday dinner for vegans, vegetarians, pescatarians, and Uncle Mike's carnivore diet. Luckily, you can get a PC with all-day battery life to help you get it all done. That's the power of a Dell PC with Intel inside, backed by Dell's price match guarantee. Get yours today at Dell.com/deals. Terms and conditions apply. See Dell.com for details.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
For more than half a century, contractors and trade professionals have relied on WeatherGuard for heavy-duty truck and van storage equipment. Not just to protect their tools, but to protect their professional reputations. Whether it's inside or outside of work vehicles, a WeatherGuard badge means pros can trust that their hard-earned name is in good hands. Since 1968 and every day since, WeatherGuard has been protecting anything it takes to build a professional reputation. WeatherGuard, established in 1968, proven every day. WeatherGuard.com.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouth-watering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
Hey, it's Cody and Gold. You guys know we've been telling you about our friends over at Centric and how in just as little as 4 months you could find a brand new career in IT.
October is Cybersecurity Awareness Month, and cybersecurity threats are increasing every year. You could have a new career working in that field. Don't just take it from us. Listen to Carney.
I'm Carney, a U.S. Army veteran and now an Enterprise Service Desk Technician. Using my GI Bill here wasn't just about training for a civilian career. It was about joining a community that supports veterans.
So go to Centric.com to learn more or schedule a meeting with our buddy Russ.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
At Metal by the Foot, we pride ourselves on delivering the highest quality metal to meet your exact needs. Located in Casey and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
On the Missouri side in Belton, 49 northbound, gets heavy around Missouri 58, the usual spot, then slows again at 163rd Street with an accident past 163rd. May have a lane block there. Heading in Lee Summit, US 50 westbound, slow rolling from 3rd Street up to Chipman. Allen Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
along on a Monday. Chiefs, Jags tonight, Monday Night Football. That's right. You get Buck and Aikman, baby. Everyone's favorite
broadcaster. Or you can watch Peyton and Eli.
Yeah, I can't.
Not for a game like this, I'm not. No.
I've even tried it with teams that I don't have any dog in the fight, and I still am just like, I'm distracted. I don't know what I'm watching, and I'm going to stick to the actual broadcast.
The actual broadcast. Yeah, I like to check in every once in a while. Like, if it's a game I don't care about and I'm looking for something to watch, I'll put Peyton and Eli on. They make me laugh. They have some good guests on there. But for a game like tonight with the Chiefs, first place on the line, it's a huge one tonight. I don't need Peyton and Eli joking around and Eli, you know, calling out Peyton or whatever they're going to do. It's great. I enjoy it, but it's not for a game that I'm invested in, like I am tonight. You say everybody's favorite broadcaster, Joe Buck. Was that in jest or was that because I think he's come around more now than he had been like 10 years ago,
T-minus 8 seconds, so the text line lets you know how they feel about Joe Buck.
Yeah.
Or if you really want to, you can put your TV on mute and listen to 96.5 The Fan.
That's
hear
right.
Mitch, Danon, and Kling give you the entire game.
That's right.
If you know, you know. So tonight, very interested in this game. Still kind of interested in what the weather's going to look like because we heard the reports last week when we were talking to Nate Taylor and people like that. Like could be sloppy, could be rainy. Could be a slot pit of a game, which advantage I think there is Jacksonville because of the way they like the ball. But again, advantage defense as well for Coach Spags and his unit. But yesterday was big because tonight you get an additive shot of adrenaline that you didn't have until the conclusion of yesterday.
Absolutely.
So you get to sit back and watch everybody kind of do their thing on a Sunday and play Monday Night Football in a game that I think pre-schedule we're like, this sucks, Jacksonville Chiefs, Monday Night Football. But then you look at the season, you're like, this game's actually going to be okay. Denver beats Philadelphia, Chargers lose, and then you get another present last night, and Buffalo loses to New England. Opens up a lot of different categories for this Chiefs team to start kind of cruising down those lanes. The AFC West is very much more a gettable division again.
Oh, huge.
The number one seed is not dead in the water. I'm interested to know when Alex Gold gets here because he said for the last 2 weeks, the one seed's not a chance. Buffalo's schedule's too soft. It'll continue to stay soft, but they will have to play New England again, and this time it'll be in New England.
Yeah.
And they still got to play the Chiefs. So there are things that will, develop throughout the season. But that's the shot of adrenaline that you didn't know that you were going to get that all of a sudden you got.
Yeah.
And I think the Chiefs can use that to their advantage tonight, knowing they can't look ahead, obviously, to what that game is next Sunday night, which is going to be insane. Number one offense, one of the top defenses, Goff, Mahomes at it again. We'll get into that all this week later on, starting Wednesday. But tonight is a game that you do get an extra shot in the arm because you have what happened yesterday. Everything seems to give you the advantage.
Yeah, if you were, a negative fan after the first 2 weeks of the season, you should be a positive fan today. As negative as you were after the 0-2 start, you should be as positive today, waking up and getting ready for this game. Like, this should be one of these days that for you, looking forward to this game tonight, it makes the day drag on, right? We're still more than 12 hours away from kickoff of this game. But based on what we saw yesterday around the NFL, you as a Chiefs fan and me as a Chiefs fan and Dusty as a Chiefs fan and Nathan as a Chiefs fan and Mac, I'm sure somewhere as a Chiefs fan, is waking up this morning and you're thinking to yourself, this league has come right back to us. Just like we knew it would, just like we don't make a decision after week 2 of the NFL season. We don't start the playoffs on September 15th. We don't make a decision on the baseball playoffs after opening day. We love to make these automatic decisions instead of just allowing everything to play out. And when you look around this league, you were going to trust Sean McDermott and the Buffalo Bills to go 17-0 this season. You were going to trust, I don't know, let's think of another team, the Chargers, to carry out what they were doing and win the AFC West based on everything that they've done. You were going to count on Denver, who won a game yesterday. I'm just not sold right now on the Denver Broncos. Philadelphia Eagles, they're not a team that's going to go out there and dominate. I think there are probably 2 to 3 really dominating teams in this league. The Chiefs are one of them. Detroit, you mentioned, is another one. You brought up Tampa earlier. I kind of like what they're doing right now, sitting at 4-1 right now. But if you're waking up this morning not stoked about this Chiefs game because of everything that is on the line, you got to be you got to be nuts. You got to check your pulse. Like, this is a big one tonight, and there is so much on the line, and the world can come back to us, and everybody can feel good. 15 hours from now, knowing the Chiefs are in first place again in the AFC West, and they're not going to relinquish that first place spot in the AFC West.
Nathan,
you're right that making a snap judgment after week 2 was foolish, and a lot of people did that. I mean, we all were here. We heard what people said. We read the text line.
Dusty's raising his hand.
Dusty, I mean, yeah, and he's not alone.
Oh,
I
know
90% of Chiefs fans.
I'm honest. Yeah. I said the West is probably over for the first time.
Yeah, I thought the 1 seed was dead in the water. I was with Alex on that. I thought the division was in play just because of who the Chargers are, like you mentioned, Bob. But the biggest thing was I was worried about how reliant we were on just saying, hey, wait till Worthy and Rice get back.
Mm-hmm.
And that offense looked like one that could not be solved by just an upgrade at wide receiver. I mean, it was disjointed. Even until halftime of that Giants game, it was bad, guys. It took a couple of drives with even a hobbled Worthy that wouldn't engage in contact with anyone, that would get down and get out. Like, he couldn't reach his full speed, or he could have broken away and scored on that one play if he wasn't worried about getting hit on his right shoulder, right? But he stepped out of bounds. Even with a limited Worthy, seeing how much smoother things ran when guys just had space, someone that could beat man-on-man coverage. It's like, okay, I feel totally fine. And now the Bills have lost. They've come back down to earth, and they control their own destiny again. Right. So my biggest concern was not the other teams. It was, hey, I don't think Rice and Worthy could solve this. And now I think they can.
Yeah.
So I think that's another flip side of this as well. And obviously we've talked about, now he's looking at an ankle, which kind of popped up. So we'll see how the next couple of weeks look till Rice gets back.
But it's funny you say that. I didn't realize that. You know how many people I talked to just early in the week, last week, that came up to me and go, I didn't realize one guy can make all the difference in the world. I'm like, yeah. I mean, when you have a guy like that with speed out there that can just run by the defenders and nobody can stop him, whether he has the football or not, yeah, that adds a lot to the equation. We saw it with Tyreek Hill. What a difference Tyreek Hill made on this team. And so that's the way you have to factor it in. You saw the difference that Tyreek made. Now we've got 2 guys that are capable of making a difference like Tyreek Hill did, and he was only one guy back in the day. And so you add these players in that are dynamic playmakers, and all of a sudden your offense gets that much better. And then the emergence of Brashard Smith last week was huge, I think, for this team.
And we know for a fact he's going to get some more play tonight. Yep. We've heard the bites and sounds from the media. Nagy and Andy Reid both kind of implicating that he's going to get more reps more and more as the season goes on. Chargers schedule moving forward, not the greatest, but not the easiest. They will play the Dolphins next week. Then they will play the Colts. Then they will play the Vikings on Thursday night at home. Then they get the Titans, Steelers, Jags bye week. So, got to take advantage. They still have the tiebreaker as of now, but you will then play them again in Kansas City in the middle of December. I'm assuming that game is probably going to be flexed if it's not already a 3:25 game. But it's going to be one of those games where here we go again, AFC West on the line, Buffalo, Kansas City. Here we go again, number 1 seed on the line. Bob's got 6 points as to why this game could be an opportunity at its finest for the Kansas City Chiefs here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City sports.
You're listening to Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear Mitch Holtis every Friday at 7:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Hey guys, it's Dusty Likens. Let me tell you about my friends over at GiveMeTheVin.com, because I'm sure you've got a car that you're trying to get rid of. Well, I can tell you how to do it easily with GiveMeTheVin.com.
GiveMeTheVin.com puts your car right on the price, providing you with a hassle-free online option to sell your car for more. It's as simple as GiveMeTheVin.com. Entering your car's VIN number or license plate number, you'll get an offer on your car in minutes. That is a way above any dealer quote. You can go to one of their 50 locations, or they'll even come to you. It's as easy and as fast. GiveMeTheVin.com is America's best car buyer. Get what? Remember when I always tell you to customize your car insurance and save hundreds with Liberty Mutual, but now you want to choose. Q to EU. Either save for Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
And it's fast. GimmeTheVin.com is America's going to get more reps, more and more. To take advantage, they still have the time. Going to be one of those games where the Chiefs here on 96.5, the Fan, your home, Kansas City Sports. Oh. So like are Jacksonville, and I can only think of one thing to say, and you're home for Kansas City Sports.
Two dot putting you on them. It's designed. We make the it's
Kennedy westbound from 470 into downtown, 15 minutes. Kansas.
I've been to it on the other side here at 96.5, the Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports. And then there's comp. We get back.
Somebody said the feed's all off and all they can hear is you. I don't know. So when Cody gets in, can you have him show you?
Yeah, I'm sorry, man.
Real solutions for real people.
Paid for client portrayal and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know. I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this. Mike's got this.
816-888-7500. Mike's got this.
Car, truck, or motorcycle wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric. In Belton, 49 northbound gets heavy before Missouri 58 stays very slow past 163rd Street with an accident. Turn recent repairs into savings. Get up to $4,500 off new HVAC system. Stay comfortable year-round. Schedule now at anthonyphce.com. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Moving right along, 15 minutes away from Derek Johnson, former Chiefs linebacker, joining the show. Get to get his reaction to yesterday's games. Buffalo losing, Chargers losing, Philadelphia losing. Kansas City, Jacksonville tonight in Florida. The game of the evening for the Chiefs and the Jags. ESPN, Monday Night Football. Been not a long time. It's been a while since, I don't know, I can't remember last year's Monday Night Football game. Probably should, but I don't. But this one tonight is a very, very open and big opportunity for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah, it's a huge opportunity for this football team tonight. Number one, it's an opportunity to play again on the national stage. I know they did that, 2 weeks ago against the Giants on Sunday Night Football and whatnot, and had that opportunity to show up on the big stage and, do their things, but they were kind of worthy-less in that game as well. And so this is the opportunity for them to show up and play in front of the nation with Worthy back to really see how this team can be from an offensive standpoint. You've got that weapon back, and I know
what's
he may
your
be
level of concern on that?
Not high,
but it's got to be there.
It's a little bit, but maybe
it's more than 30%.
No, it's not. No,
okay.
I don't even know that it's 10% concern at this point in time.
Is
because
it 1%?
It is 1%. But it's also the travel, and you fly, and you know, everybody who's flown before you go get off the plane, you're swollen, anyway. So
my buddy just went to Cape Cod, got a pinched nerve on the way on the flight.
Oh my God!
Ruined the whole trip.
I mean, that's terrible,
Back
right?
shoulder.
How did he get that on the plane?
Was on the plane, and somebody walked down the aisle and did something. He turned real quick to look.
Oh
and
no!
Yahtzee.
Oh God! Yeah. So yeah, like traveling, you know how it is. You go up in the air, your ankle swells.
Sure.
And so I'm not too concerned about that at all. And maybe with the wet grass, but not too much at all. I'm just, it's not one of those things that kept me up yesterday or anything like that. So you get the opportunity to have Worthy back in play. You get an opportunity to really show how good this defense is. And I was thinking about this yesterday as I'm watching the league and a lot of high scoring games and whatnot around this league. The Chiefs defense still, Dusty, isn't getting enough credit. They really aren't getting enough credit for how good they are. I think people probably watch, the first part of the game. They see the Chiefs give up a touchdown every time. Like, this defense isn't that good. And then you went through the numbers and they don't give up anything after the first quarter, essentially. So I think they have an opportunity to show how good this defense is tonight. They have an opportunity to grab a winning record, right? Sitting at, 2-2 at this point in time. You have an opportunity to have your first winning record of the season. And I think that is important as well. Get back on that plus side of things. You have an opportunity to keep pace in the West right now with, the Chargers being at 3-2, Denver being at 3-2. You have an opportunity to win and be at 3-2 and keep pace in the West. And if the Chiefs continue to keep pace in the West, you know what's going to happen. They're going to win that thing because everybody else is going to kind of panic and not win the West. They'll lose that division. You have an opportunity for this offense to get better, even better than it was against the Ravens, and show it against a better defense, because I do think still there are people that are looking at the Ravens game based on yesterday as well going, was it the Ravens or was it the Chiefs? And so for those people, you have an opportunity to show them, oh, no, it's the Chiefs. It wasn't the Baltimore Ravens. And that's what I'm saying. You have an opportunity also to show that last week wasn't a fraud, but it was the coming out party that this offense has been waiting for. And go out there again tonight and have another 30-point party, and everybody will say, okay, the Chiefs offense is back, and it's only going to get better once Rashee Rice is into the equation in less than 2 weeks.
I think this is also, kind of smash those last 2 points together. Obviously, the Ravens and their team, they just seem like it's over.
It's over
this year. I'm not saying that they're done as an organization.
You think Mac is still picking them to win the division?
He's like, but I'm going to see how this week pans out. And they got blasted. Who got blasted more, the Ravens defense or Mac and Cancun?
Yeah, right.
He'll be back Thursday. Thursday he'll be back.
Yes.
Yeah, we're pretty sure. But I think the biggest opportunity for the Chiefs in this game tonight is to control really their own destiny.
Yeah.
Because a win tonight, like you had mentioned it before in your previous points, they go to 3-2. If they win tonight and they do it successfully offensively, that sort of narrative is back for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like, this team hasn't gone anywhere. Maybe this team has been beat up. But this is also a big opportunity, I think, for the offensive line tonight.
Sure it is.
That's a pretty solid defensive front for the Jags. They force turnovers. You pocket and protect Patrick Mahomes, who, by the way, I don't know if you saw this over the weekend. They're going to be wearing the icy whites tonight. They're going to the classic white top, white pant. Going to look very, very clean in this game. I'm very interested to see what Mahomes' jersey looks like after the game because of what the sloppy conditions may be, plus having the all-white jersey. If that man walks off the field and he's clean, looks like it just came out of the wash and dryer, that means the offensive line had a really good evening tonight. Right. And if you can prove that you have this offensive line and this offensive front that's protecting who we think is the best quarterback in the NFL, then all of a sudden adding Worthy and having him back, because I am more concerned than you. I know that you've done this for a while and you've got your feelings that are merited for the reasons that they are. I looked at this yesterday, and I mean, the first thing I said is I looked at my dad and went, well, son of a gun. He goes, what? I was like, well, Worthy's now questionable for the game on Monday. Now there's an ankle issue as well, because that's interesting for me at least. And so, my worry is somewhere around 40% where he's at, because it seems like every time the Chiefs get something, it's immediately taken away.
Yeah, I know.
And we get Xavier Worthy back last week. The offense puts up 37 again against a bad Ravens defense, but the offense was moving. It was looking more and more like the homage that we love of the Chiefs offense. But I think the one thing that they can show when you have an opportunity game like this is what we know about Jacksonville is they force teams to turn the ball over. Now, again, they have not played a quarterback with the caliber level of Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And We know that they have a good defensive unit up front.
But Trayvon Walker, I think he's going to play. I do.
But again, he had wrist surgery.
I know.
So, how much is he going to be like a full-on factor?
If he's got a club and he's using that as a weapon out there on the field, man.
We'll see. And I know that he's, like you had mentioned, because he had wrist surgery, last weekend?
Yeah, last week.
Yeah. So now he's gonna try to suit it up and go out there and play.
They said they're going to go all the way up to about 6 o'clock before they determine whether or not he can play. Yeah.
I mean, this is a big game for them as
It's
well.
huge for them.
Every point that you just made, you could literally make that point for the Ravens or for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah.
They get Trayvon Walker in this game. They can show their defense is there. The Jaguars can also prove that they have a good defense against this Chiefs offense. The Jaguars themselves would have the winning record as well, which I think they already do. It's an opportunity for them to keep pace in the South with the Indianapolis Colts, right?
Yeah.
It's an opportunity for their offense to get better with a guy in Brian Thomas Jr. who has been irrelevant this season.
Yeah, totally gone.
Just completely gone. Last year was an absolute bona fide stud and a certified G. And then in this year, can Travis Etienne continue to be the running back that he's had a resurgence in his NFL career? And you can prove that every team that you have played, they were bad, but now you played a good team. So both of these teams do have those same opportunities, but where the Kansas City Chiefs can excel in this is if that offensive line is good and they can continue to add pressure up front, because we saw that Norman Lott is also questionable for this game, as well as Fulton as well. So some issues going on there, but I'm with you. I think this is a game where if you can go out there, have that unit that's gelled that we say takes 4, 5, 6 weeks, well, we're in week 5.
Yeah.
So this is around that sweet point of the gelling mechanism from defensive line to offensive line. Can this team continue that momentum that they've shown the last 2 weeks? Yes, you cannot change your opponents. You don't know what the NFL will present, but putting up 22 and 37 in back-to-back weeks, you have an opportunity to continue to do that. And all of a sudden, at the end of the day, when we wake up on Tuesday morning, if the Chiefs are 3-2 and they win with a sizable lead and put up some good points and show that they are still that unit on defense, we get to have that conversation Tuesday of here we go again. It's Buffalo, it's Kansas City, and the race to first place in the AFC, not just their divisions, the race to the place is the 1 seed. And does it go through Arrowhead or does it go through Buffalo?
Yeah, well, and that'll be determined in Buffalo, in a couple of weeks.
Once again,
I'm sure it will probably go through Buffalo because they win the regular season every year for this, thing. So it'll be fun to go up there and beat them in the final game of Orchard Park before they move into that new stadium and win that AFC Championship game in Buffalo and close that stadium out with a bang. Some scattered thunderstorms tonight, late in the game, it looks like. There's chance
we're
of
going to get a lightning
thunderstorms.
delay.
Yeah, oh, God, no. If we get a lightning delay, your brother here is going to bed. But no, it just says intermittent clouds at 7 o'clock, cloudy at 8 o'clock, some thunderstorms
No
at
rain
9.
during the day.
On it, maybe a little bit of rain. Not really, though.
So nothing to worry about.
It doesn't seem like it's going to be that bad. Like 9 a.m., some thunderstorms and intermittent clouds all afternoon, maybe a noon thunderstorm, something like that. Just like summer weather, that you normally see where a thunderstorm is going to pop up
Jacksonville.
and whatnot. Yeah, exactly. Now, if we're playing on the beach, well, there's a coastal flood advisory, so that may be something, but it doesn't look like it's going to be a hugely impacted weather game. I say that now. There'll be floods on the field and the game will be canceled, right? That's kind of how I look at it right now. Be wrong on that one, but hopefully the rain doesn't factor in because there's so much that the Chiefs want to do from a speed standpoint, whether it's Rashard Smith or Xavier Worthy. It just doesn't matter. Like you want to be able to utilize the speed, and as you know, a sloggy turf is going to kind of keep you a little bit slower than you probably want to be. The Chiefs have a lot of speed. They want to get out there and utilize that speed tonight, so hopefully they can, and hopefully the weather isn't a factor.
Derek Johnson joins us on the other side here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Chiefs? Kansas City Sports. There you go, man.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trey Smith, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what my friends over at QC Kinetics are saying to you. Let's go. Come see us right now and get rid of all of that pain. Stop looking at just traditional medicine. Look beyond the traditional medicine. That's why QC Kinetics is so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fighting pain are getting lasting relief using advanced cellular level treatments. It's QC Kinetics regenerative medicine that can revitalize your joints using growth factors factors from your own body. And it's a simple injection, not a hospital stay. It's fast and all natural with no downtime. So if your back or your knees or your shoulder hurt all the time, you need to explore all of your options. Don't let them tell you more pills or surgery are your only choices. You got to call QC Kinetics now and get a free consultation. Thousands of patients from around the country are finding a better life with QC Kinetics' amazing regenerative treatments. Call now and get scheduled. 816-412-6299. That's 816-412-6299. Appointments available on Saturday off 435 and State Line and in Gladstone with QC Kinetics.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Drowning in IRS debt? If you can't afford to pay your IRS debt due to economic hardship, you can now be free of IRS collection efforts by taking advantage of a special IRS tax hardship program. This program allows Americans who owe the IRS to resolve their delinquent tax debt once and for all. In some cases, maybe even reducing what you owe significantly. An open phone line has been established by Community Tax for consumers to call and see if they qualify. Simply dial 800-485-7220. If you owe back taxes to the IRS and cannot afford to pay them back or have years of unfiled tax returns, help is standing by. Just call the Community Tax Helpline today at 800-485-7220 for the help that you need. Don't take on the IRS alone. They can attack your wages, savings, pension, home, and even your Social Security check. Call 800-485-7220 to see if you qualify. That's 800-485-7220.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Step into a world where substance meets style. Newton James, Kansas City's newest classic menswear and accessories boutique. They redefine what menswear should be with pieces from designers like Ralph Lauren, Sid Mashburn, Grayson, and more. They'll have you covered from the boardroom to the golf course. At Newton James, they believe someone has to be the best dressed man in the room. It might as well be you. Located in downtown Overland Park or NewtonJames.com. Elevate your wardrobe. Elevate your presence only at Newton James.
Here's traffic brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Missouri sign in Belton, 49 northbound. It's off again, on again heavy from Cass Parkway up towards 163rd with an earlier accident that may be in the clearing stages now. US 50 westbound and Lee's Summit, slow rolling from 3rd Street up to 470. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
He's the Chiefs' all-time leading tackler and 4-time Pro Bowler.
Derek Johnson picks it. He's up the right sideline, 30-yard line, 25, and down into Washington territory. Derek Johnson.
But to us, He's our forever linebacker.
I want to be battle tested. I want to go through some adversity. I want to go through some things where you say, "Oh man, we gotta figure this out."
Here's number 56, Derek Johnson, with Fescoe and Dusty on your new home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
That's right. Derek Johnson time, baby, on 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you, just like this damn show is, baby, on a Monday. DJ, I got to ask you, man, is there a different aura when it's Monday Night Football, whether it be Kansas City or Jacksonville, wherever, but like you played plenty of Monday Night Football games. What's that like when you get to sit back and watch everybody play their games on Sunday, and then you get the one opportunity to be the only two teams playing in this game on Monday night?
Yeah, I'm always up for Monday night games. All the players, we know how primetime it is. It's almost like when you have a good game, it actually stays with you for like 4 or 5 games. So it kind of averages out like that. That's why you have those primetime games, and you got to show up on those days. And we're kind of the Chiefs are getting to a point where they're catching their stride. Still early, but for us to get back to 500 and even at the first quarter mark was big, especially starting off 0-2. We didn't expect that, but I think we're going to start to get rolling, and we need to go on the road and have a really good game tonight.
What do guys do all day, man? You're waiting. I know you get to the stadium early enough, but like, what do you do all day to kill time before these Monday night games?
Yeah, it's not. It's actually so I said Monday nights. And, Sunday nights are really good because it's prime time, and you have a good game. It lasts for a long time, and everybody in the world sees it. But what they don't see is we're sitting at the hotel all day long. It's Monday, so it's not like it's Sunday where you have games you can watch, to pass time by.
Right.
It's Monday. You're the only one that's going to be on tonight, and it is nerve-wracking. You got to figure out how to manage your time, right? You have a couple of meetings or whatnot, but you don't want to be on your feet that long. But you don't want to be off of your feet so long. So it's a little managing time, but it's a good problem.
Also, too, with the way that this team is playing, you mentioned getting back to 2-2 after the 0-2 start. We watched what went on in the league yesterday. Chiefs have a golden opportunity to go out here and get that win tonight and really assert themselves as one of the best teams in the NFL. What's the rest of the league saying right now, watching the Chiefs at 2-2, starting to kind of hit that stride?
Yeah, I think even when we lost the first 2, I think the NFL, like the actual NFL teams and the players, they're not worried about the Chiefs. They know the Chiefs can turn it on at any time. They just got to have the right chemistry, especially offensively with Pat Mahomes in control. But we got a great opportunity to jump back in this race early and just kind of let people know that, we're back. And I just love, I got to give Beach his credit, man, just bringing the right guys in, especially Thornton, being able to bring certain guys in that just continue to help the team grow and to get better. And key players, we need them at times. And Beach has done a great job with our offseason acquisitions.
DJ, when you look at this game, I know there's some people that have said it could be kind of a sloppy, weathery game, kind of like that. Is that a big advantage for the defense when you think about that, or is that more an advantage for the offense?
It's an advantage for the defense, just because you don't aerate the ball out. The ball's a little slippery, so the offense has to be a little more careful, which is cool. But at the same time, everybody has to play on if it rains, and if it rains a lot, everybody got to play on a soggy field. So you got to have that the right footwear so you can be under control and not slip or do something where you say, man, this usually doesn't happen. So defensively, we love it just because we know the yardage may not be as crazy today just because the footing, you got to be more under control, and the game plan is kind of minimized a little bit. But defensively, this is our type of game. It's like playing playing outside back in the day.
Yeah, and an opportunity, too, for this defense to show who they are. I just don't think they get enough credit, DJ, for how good they are, how good Spags is around this league. Like, we were going through the numbers. The Chiefs they'll give up points on that first drive, and I think some people just watch that, and they're like, okay, that's it. This defense isn't any good, and then they give up 18 points a game, and you go, man, they really are good. This is an opportunity, I think, for people to see how good they are. In your mind, how good is this Chiefs defense?
Really good, really good. I'm always impressed every year. The last few years, we've been a defensive-led team, and I can honestly just say that just because we've been holding people to minimum points. Our red zone defense is really good. This year hasn't been ideal for us, especially early in the game. We've given up a little bit more than usual, but man, we got all the right pieces. Our DBs, I mean, all of them are tough. All of them tackle. That's a big deal. Usually DBs don't like to get dirty. Not all of ours like to get dirty, and it's just, man, our defense, Spags should get more credit. But as we go down the stretch, he'll get his. He's just got to gear up, and tonight it starts tonight.
DJ, this seems like a game that's, kind of like a DJ excitement game, because Jacksonville's big advantage so far this year has been the legs of Travis Etienne. Not the greatest conditions. At least we think there could be some rain, some stuff like that. This seems like a big time, gridiron classic from a defensive standpoint, where you need your linebackers to make tackles. Don't let second opportunities for the running back control the game. And if you could take Travis Etienne out of this game and force Trevor Lawrence to throw the football, I would assume that's a huge advantage for Spags and his unit.
Absolutely. And now, don't get me wrong, Trevor Lawrence is a young and up-and-coming, really good quarterback. But right now, their strength is running the ball. They run the ball really well. I mean, ETN is 6 yards to carry. I mean, that's big. That's big time after the first 4 or 5 games of the season, and that kind of regulates everything that Jaguars offense does. I mean, that helps out Trevor Lawrence if the running game is going. It keeps it third and manageable or whatnot. But we got to be able to stop the run, and then we can go pin our ears back and go get some sacks with George Karlaftis and the crew.
Yeah, no doubt. Because I look at this game and I think about what Travis Etienne's done this year, and a lot of people have said, this hasn't been Brian Thomas Jr.'s year because, maybe it's because they're running the ball more, or maybe it is a Trevor Lawrence issue. But where I look at this game being really a big focus point is, this seems like a Derek Johnson type of game. This seems like a Nick Bolton type of game where you can really be disruptive and really make things, kind of advantage for your side of the ball in the defensive unit. And I think that when you look at that, we talk about all this, the offensive line gelling. Well, there's also another line that has to gel, and I believe that to be the defensive unit. So I'm wondering, is this a big Chris Jones and Nick Bolton type of game, or is this, like you had mentioned, George Karlaftis being able to pin his ears back and do whatever he wants?
You know what? I think it's more of a Nick Bolton type game. Chris Jones and the crew stopping the run. Honestly, now George got to stop the run too, but just being able to put him in third and long, that's when you can earn the right to go sack the quarterback or go put some pressure or get exotic when it comes to third down. But Nick Bolton, man, he is a tackling machine. And tonight, I'm just telling you, he's going to be all over the field. This is going to be one of his big tackle moments because we know ETN's getting the ball. We know they have to run the ball. They have to stay up on the downs, stay ahead of the downs, I should say, just so they can have a really good chance at the end of the game. So ETN's getting the ball. Nick Bolton's going to meet him there.
So let me ask you this. You concerned with Worthy with the ankle injury? I mean, you fly, he lands, he's got a little bit of an ankle injury. He's put on the report questionable. I'm not really concerned about it. I feel like it's just kind of common practice. Where are you with that?
Yeah, I think it's coming. I think you're right on. It's common practice. I think he'll be good. They don't ask him to do a crazy amount inside as physical. So he can still burn on the outside, maybe get a couple reverse here and there, stay on the outside We just need him not only to not that we need him to kill it tonight, but we just need his presence out there so he can help on the run game. It can help on a lot of stuff.
What was the biggest surprise for you yesterday? Buffalo losing to New England or the Chargers losing to Washington?
Probably Buffalo losing. I was very surprised because they've been kind of rolling, and to go down there for the Patriots, that was big for our guy. Man, what's the head coach name? Vrabel.
Vrabel, yeah.
Vrabel, yeah.
You played with him that one year. Remember that one year where he played head coach in practice?
Yeah, you know what? I played a couple years with him. Mike Vrabel is a genius when it comes to defense side of the ball and just the football, just the knowledge of it. I've never heard somebody, a player, talk as much. He actually got me talking a lot more, especially after he left. I was like, man, I need to know a little bit more. And after being with him at the end of his career, he showed me how to be more of a student on the football field.
So you know he was going to be a good head coach when you were playing.
Oh my goodness, he knew more than the coaches. I mean, it was just boom.
Well,
hey,
it was Todd Haley.
God, of course.
Who crushes more wings after a Sunday game? You or Vrabel?
Oh, probably well back then. Probably me. Now it'll be him because he's a lot bigger.
Yeah. I heard he was a big wing crusher after games on Sundays. Like he'd just go get and just go to town on them. So
yeah, absolutely. I love wings. Man. That's just.
Are you flats or drums?
I am drum.
Good. God, we just became best friends.
Thank God you said drums and you didn't go with those damn boneless
You know how roasted I get every time? I'm always a drum guy, DJ, and everyone's like, oh, it's flats. You're an idiot. It's always flats. I mean, no, dude. I love drums.
You can twist it in the dressing.
Yeah, flats are too inconvenient, man. And then if you want to make it worse and treat me like a kid and give me some boneless, I'm like, no, I'm not having it.
No, we're not doing that. No, there's no boneless wings at all. Hey, we'd be remiss to say, are you guys begging Arch Manning to leave early, or are you glad he's going to stay?
No, you know what? Oh man, that's a whole other segment. But I tell you what, man, he's getting better. But we got some things to work on down here in Austin.
No doubt about it. DJ, we'll talk to you next Monday. Enjoy the game tonight. Enjoy those all-white unis the Chiefs are rocking tonight.
Yes, sir. Y'all take it easy.
You bet. That's Derek Johnson there joining us as he does every Monday. Brought to you by Community America Credit Union. Member-owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union invested in you. I think we're coming around on the drums. I think we're getting more drum fans.
I can't believe there's people that prefer the flats over the drums. I'm stunned.
Oh, we could do a poll question.
Nathan went away, and he clearly is a flat guy, I'm guessing, right?
Absolutely not. No, Dusty and I have connected on this back in the after-hour days for him.
Yeah.
And just get roasted. He's taking a lot of flack for this thing.
I don't understand
a lot of flat.
Yeah. If you're looking at a platter of wings, you got drums on the left and flats on the right.
I have no issue
going
with
left
either.
100% of the time.
Yeah, I don't care with either one, but if I had, to choose the rest of my life, drum or flat, it's drum every
Everybody should choose drum.
No doubt.
One word.
First name is Blake, and he goes on a cruise. He goes on a Caribbean cruise.
Katie Holmes.
No.
Are you listening?
What's your least favorite thing about working with yourself?
Body odor.
You get one word.
On the count of three, name your favorite dinosaur. 1, 2, 3.
Velociraptor.
This is one word on Fescoe and Dusty.
1, 2, 3.
Oatmeal raisin. I bet Spectre eats flats with a fork and knife.
I would assume he doesn't classify wings as food.
What do you think he classifies it as?
He's like, yeah, it's a snack, I guess, if you want to deal with that, but I'm okay. I feel like wings don't, I don't know how many times we're eating wings at Mission Hills Country Club.
No, not many. But if Spectre does, he's got the napkin tucked in, and he's got a knife and fork on his flats.
I already know this. You know how he says the best cut of meat, in his opinion, is the sirloin?
That's right. Yeah.
He's a huge boneless guy.
A huge boneless guy. Huge.
The minute his light turns on in his office this morning, I'm going to ask, you're a big boneless guy, aren't you? Of course. It's the easiest way to eat a nugget. You don't have to get dirty. You don't have, your fingernails don't get the stuff underneath them. You don't have to use as many napkins. You can pick your sauces.
Oh, I was going to say, do you think he sauces or do you think he's a dry, boneless guy?
He's getting dry, boneless wings with a few different sauces on the
with
side.
ketchup.
I don't want to have a bad mood today, so let's get on to one word.
Okay, got a few for you guys here.
Yeah.
We'll start off. The Bills and the Eagles both lost at home. You guys knew that was coming, right?
Yeah, Bob made the odds on Friday.
Yeah, one word on both undefeated teams going down at home yesterday.
Good. We don't need any more undefeated teams in the NFL. We can now kind of come back to life. The league is drastically different today than it was 24 hours ago because of those two teams losing, how they lost, the Chargers losing as well, the Chiefs with an opportunity tonight. So the word I'm using is good. I'm glad that there are no more undefeated teams. Now we can talk about the league as a whole and not have those two teams kind of hanging out there. They're like, well, they're still undefeated. They've all come back to the pack now.
Yeah, I would say the one word I have is quick. I feel like there's always a team that seems to go 7, 8, 9-0. Buffalo's 13 home game streak snapped. Philadelphia, I think we knew there was a loss coming somewhere. The first, I can't say first competitive game because technically they should have lost to the Chiefs. Travis Kelce makes a mistake. Harrison Butker misses a point. All that sort of stuff kind of happened in that game, and they hung around. But again, this is one of those things where this is the NFL, baby. This is why it is number one. This is why it reigns supreme. Nobody is really kind of taking the league away right now. No one's really running away with
Can you tell me the best team in the league right now?
If I had a gun in my head, I'd say it's the Detroit Lions.
Okay, that's fair.
And we saw what happened week 1 with the Detroit Lions. Everybody said, whoa, they're really going to miss their coordinators. Here's a 50-piecer. Here's a 40-piecer. Here's a 40-piecer. We're back. And it's like, if the Chiefs do that tonight, you can't make this sort of stuff up. The Chiefs come back and start getting back into their rhythm. Detroit's back in their rhythm. I wonder if these two teams play each other. Oh, they do.
Next week.
Sunday night at 7:20 in Kansas City.
And you wonder why I've said for the last 15 years, there's a script to this league. Oh, all of a sudden, Sunday night football, the best team in the NFC versus the best team in the AFC in week 6. Here we go.
And in the biggest revenge game of the year, we got a tie. But wait, there's more.
Oh, there's a lot more, baby. Listen to this. This happened yesterday, as you mentioned earlier. Titans 18-point deficit win. Carolina 17-point deficit win. Denver 14-point deficit win. New Orleans 11-point deficit win. Washington 10-point deficit win. It's the NFL on a Sunday, man.
Yeah.
Well, it changes week to week, like you said, and I've got a team that I'm curious about because they started off with 3 disappointing losses. Now, they've played a couple of bad teams. They played the Titans last week, the Ravens this week, but the Texans have beat the absolute snot out of those two teams. Are they good? Are they back? One word on the Houston Texans at this point in the season, please.
Better. I'm a C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans fan. I have been on these guys since they came in together 2 years ago, and I've loved everything that they're doing. They traded his whole offensive line this offseason. Yeah, they got a big win over a bad team yesterday, but they destroyed a bad team. That's what you need to do. You need to take care of business when you get the opportunity to play Baltimore. So they're better, but now all of a sudden, man, that AFC South, you've got Indy, you've got Houston, maybe even Jacksonville has a chance, right? The only team that doesn't is Tennessee in that division right now.
Mm-hmm. I would say the one word I have for Houston is mirage. I mean, look, man, it was like 6-0 against Tennessee for the majority of that game, and then the fourth quarter kind of happened, and they just outlasted, outwitted, and outplayed Survivor. The Tennessee Titans in that game against the Baltimore Ravens was over from the flip. It was over. I had Red Zone on, and it was 14-0, then it was 14-3, then it was 17-3, then it was 21, and it was Cooper Rush, man. Like, that was who it was. Derrick Henry at one point wasn't even running the football. And
it's kind of like the Eagles in the second half yesterday, like 3 runs and 27 passes.
You get out of rhythm. But again, Houston is a mirage. We have not seen them play a team that can actually consider to be competitive. You had 6 points on the Titans. Then midway through the third quarter, you started scoring points. I get it. It's a 4-quarter game. And then like Bob said, the Baltimore Ravens are essentially a get right. I consider
they're a slump buster.
I consider the Baltimore Ravens that easy track golf course, right? The one that that you can go out there and if you miss your drive to the right, it's wide open. It's not, crowded with trees on both sides. There's not water hazards everywhere where you go play a course and you shoot at 92. You're like, you know what? I'm going to go play Royal Meadows in Raytown and I'm going to go shoot 81 and get back to my ways. That's the Baltimore Ravens. They are Royal Meadows.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens right now are just a really, really bad team that has no direction. And
they're beat up.
I mean,
they have like 9 guys out.
Yeah, I mean, that thing is dissipated really, really fast in Baltimore. So if you want to go get right, you play the Baltimore Ravens at this point in time.
Yeah. Final one for you here. I'm going to ask you about the North Carolina football team. They've got 3 really bad losses. They're 2-3, but the 3 losses have been bad. A 34-point loss to TCU, a 25-point loss to UCF, and then this last Saturday, a 38-10 loss to Clemson. I got a little bit of audio here for you of a student that was interviewed about that TCU game, and then a little bit of the guys in the booth reacting.
That was one of the saddest feelings I've had in university so far, and I've failed midterms before, so that's saying something.
Anna Yee, student here at the University of North Carolina. On social media, folks, she's gone viral. Over 400,000 mentions and views and likes.
Well, I think maybe we need to get Anna a tutor first so she doesn't struggle with her next midterm. But I'll tell you what, if there's a do-over, North Carolina would probably want one right now. Yeah. Makeup tests.
First off, Anna, the fact that you failed midterms with an S, plural.
Guys, one word on Bill Belichick's tenure so far.
Mistake. And we called it going in. You hired a 74-year-old to coach a high school program who was a very rigid coach in the NFL. I mean, it was just a very, very big mistake by North Carolina. And as the announcers even said, I guess if you'd asked North Carolina, they probably would want a do-over. You think we'll get one this offseason?
I mean, who'd have thought that 74-year-old man dates 23-year-old girl who formerly coached in the NFL, who was fired by the team that he brought to greatness, would work out in North Carolina. So scripted. We knew this was going to happen.
But this is what happens, man. Guys and people in sports, they get infatuated with names. They don't really look at the resume and factor in everything. It's like with players. Ooh, that guy got released. Yeah, but he's 35 and hasn't hit in 2 years. But I know his name. That's
Patrick Peterson's out there somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, Bill Belichick's basically Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah, tough. I mean,
he walks away before the bowl game, right? If they get one, I mean, like, do
you think they're going to a bowl?
If they end up with a 6th win,
yeah,
I mean,
right, yeah, he's got to go. He's got to save face and go. Look, this just wasn't for me.
Yeah, back to school with Rodney Dangerfield had more serious points than that one. Coming up on the other side, we want to do a little bit of college football because boy, was it a weekend here on 96.5 The Fan. You're home for K-State Athletics.
This is Fescoe and Dusty. Tune in to hear from ESPN's Nate Taylor every Thursday at 8:20, right here on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. Fescoe and Dusty is brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, guys, I'll tell you what, we're starting to get into those winter months, right? The snow's going to start falling. There's going to be ice. There's going to be rain. There's going to be sleet, all of those bad road conditions. And maybe it's just so cold your car doesn't start. If you have those bad road conditions, you end up in an accident. You end up on the side of the road and you're thinking, what do I do? You need to call my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow. But you don't know when any of these things are going to happen. So that's why I want you to keep their number handy. Grab your phone right now and put this number in for Jay's Southland Tow. 816-779-4TOW. That's 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. So when you do get into a car accident, or if your car doesn't start, or maybe you locked your keys in the car, my friends over at Jay's Southland Tow will be there in a second. You don't have to worry about the insurance company or anything like that. The minute you call Jay's is the minute they show up. And it doesn't matter if you're north, south, east, or west. Jay's Southland Tow Service is just a phone call away. So put this number in your phone, 816-779-4TOW or at southlandtow.com. Use the tow service trusted by most local police departments and Tammy from the Weston. It's Jay's Southland Tow. There's nothing they can't do, so be in the know and use Jay's Southland Tow.
Having a financial partner who's all in changes everything. It's the difference between hoping for a home and holding the keys, between dreaming about your own business and actually opening the doors, between turning what ifs into what's next. At Community America, we're here for every moment, with financial expertise built around every part of your life. Because when you have a financial partner that's invested in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Hey, Zach,
Are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152. 800-707-6152.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
Chumba Casino brings non-stop fun straight to your screen. Anytime, anywhere. Explore hundreds of games like slots, blackjack, and instant scratch-style cards. Sign up to unlock your free welcome bonus and daily login bonuses. And enjoy your chance at exciting prizes without spending a thing. Just click, play, and enjoy the ride. Sponsored by VGW Group. No purchase necessary. See terms at ChumbaCasino.com. Must be over 21 and present in a state where it's legal to play.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Heading into downtown, 169 highway southbound gets heavy by the airport. Stay slow across the bridge and onto 35 southbound, sluggish to 12th Street. Belton 49 northbound still off again, on again heavy. Coming up, approaching Missouri 58, moves better up towards 163rd. Alan Corrin, 96.5 The Fan, traffic.
Back on it here on 96.5 The Fan. Chiefs Jags tonight. Get that action started at 4 o'clock here on 96.5 The Fan with the Chiefs Radio Network. Josh Briscoe on the air tonight. He'll get off the air by the time we come in tomorrow morning. So Chiefs and Jags in action tonight on Monday Night Football. An actual decent Monday Night Football game.
Yeah, it should be a good one, man. Like, if you're the rest of the country, obviously you're going to watch because the Chiefs are playing in this Monday Night Football game, and you're either rooting for them or rooting against them. And then you've got Jacksonville, who's been kind of a little bit of a surprise, at the start of the season with Duval. And, based on what we saw over the weekend, I would have thought he would have been, one of these hot seat coaches. But he's done a really nice job so far, I think, in the limited time that we've seen and the quarterbacks that they've played. Look, they've taken care of business against some, lesser teams. But now I think they finally have their first test of the season, too. So we'll see what Duval is all about tonight down there.
No doubt about it. And, you mentioned hot seats and all that sort of stuff. I thought it was interesting this weekend in the college football ranks because Texas was preseason ranked number 1. Penn State, what were they, number 2?
2, I think.
Both out of the top 25.
They're gone. They left. Yeah. And it was funny, a week ago, Mac was saying that, James Franklin should be on the hot seat. I'm like, not yet. Oh, you lost to UCLA after losing to another ranked team?
In front of 20 people.
Yeah, right. Like it's ridiculous. It's sad. Jen and I went to a UCLA basketball game like right before COVID. After we won that first Super Bowl, we just said, let's get the hell out of town for a couple of days. We went out to L.A., and I'm like, UCLA's playing at home tonight. Let's go to Pauley Pavilion. How cool would that be, right? The fees were more than the tickets. And it was like, and there was a gentleman in the arena sleeping. Like, UCLA sports has fallen big. And if you're Penn State, you lost last week to a ranked opponent at home.
Yeah.
And now you've got the opportunity to kind of fix that. And then you go on the road to a place where nobody is and nobody goes, and you lose to UCLA. Like, now James Franklin really is on that hot seat, I think.
I think it's warm for sure. I mean, you're out of the top 25. You have a legacy to uphold at Penn State.
Yeah.
You had high expectations. A lot of people preseason had Penn State in the national championship game. Now you have to beat Ohio State in order just to stay alive.
Yeah.
And we know now that Ohio State is the team in the country to beat.
Yep.
So, yeah, James Franklin, man, it's tough.
You see what they did to Minnesota over the weekend? That 49-3 is what Ohio State did to Minnesota over the weekend. My God.
I think they should have done that, right?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
So yeah, James Franklin, it's definitely warm.
Yeah,
that is for sure.
Yeah, it is warming up. Aaron Boone's seat is warming up a little bit too, but you think it'll be 2-2 and go back to Toronto for Game 5, right?
I've seen this so many times with the Yankees where it's like, man, they just got obliterated in Toronto. I mean, did you see that Vladimir Guerrero bat flip and grand slam? Better believe it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens when they get to New York because that Schlitter guy will be on the mound again, and he's riding some momentum. Yeah. Well,
how about being that kid?
Definitely got laid, that's for sure. Yeah, I just watch it just come back to New York. It'll be 2-2. Judge gets into this groove in the ALDS, and all of a sudden they move on. Or, back in Toronto, we have ourselves a Game 5. We'll see. But yeah, Boone is the product of a New York manager. If you can't get it done in the playoffs when it matters, especially if you're supposed to be in the ALCS this year, you were probably one of the best teams in the AL this year until it was crunch time. And then Toronto took away the AL East, and now you might have a chance to get. Now, if they get swept, I think he is for sure going.
Well, as my sister said to us last night in the family text, well, they beat Boston, so that's all that matters, and that may get Aaron Boone, the free pass there in New York. But again, most major league managers anymore are just a product of what the front office is telling them to do. Gone are the days of the manager really sitting down there making a ton of decisions. Has Mike McDaniel been fired yet this morning?
Not yet, but it's coming soon.
What about Arizona? We need to talk about Jonathan Gannon here for a second, because I just retweeted a video. You're like, did that dude punch the player in the stomach? I think he may have.
Yeah, it was a result of after DeMarcado fumbled the ball at the goal line, and that led, by the way, the guy in the picture with him, L'Jarius Sneed, did not give up on the play with a team that is absolutely defeated already this season, but the kid fumbles the ball before he crosses the line. We've seen this every single year since you've watched football. For some reason, some bonehead does this. There's an altercation on the sideline, and what looks like their coach, Mr. Gannon, kind of like punches him in what would be like the chest plate, basically, and then walks off due to the help of another coach. That's definitely something that is an issue that now, again, the NFL is, manly sport, and you do all that sort of stuff. Definitely will probably be fined by his own organization, but definitely something to take note of on a viral video of a coach punching a player, whether it's, a friendly, love tap.
That didn't look friendly.
It looked very, very aggressive if you haven't seen the video yet. I think Ari tweeted out, I think ML Football's tweeted out, everybody's kind of got their hands on it. But it did look like a closed fist punch to the chest protector of his running back.
It did. And really what threw me was the reaction when he walked away from that running back. And you see him kind of throw like another air punch, and his headphones are going all over the place and whatnot. And so, I mean, if that guy punched him and they have other video from the other side of seeing that, that is a fireable offense. That's assault at this point in time if Jonathan Gannon did punch that player on the sidelines.
It's a weird interaction, too, because when he approaches him, Paris Johnson, the lineman, I think he was their pick in Kansas City, by the way, is like holding him. Like DeMarcado's like leaning on him almost when Gannon walks up and starts this interaction. I'm with you on it being a fireable offense, but I think Cardinals fans liked it. I think they're pissed at this.
I'd punch that guy too.
Yeah, you're probably right about that. Yes, I'm sure. But like in the grand scheme of things, I was asking Dusty. I said, imagine you worked in a place and your boss came up and punched you. Like, what would you do? And Dusty goes, I'd beat him up. I go, I'd own the company, So, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see how this all plays out. And then I got to imagine Chris Kleiman is probably on the hottest of hot seats right now.
Heartbreaker in Waco, man.
In Manhattan, Kansas, with the way things went down this weekend. And we talked about it with Mackenzie Nelson on Friday of, NBC Action News 41. And this Colin Klein thing being out there. I heard from other friends over the weekend, too, that aren't K-Staters, just friends in group. They go, but this Colin Klein thing out there, you got to think, Kleiman may be on his last legs over there in Manhattan. Like, I don't know, man. But that Colin Klein thing really does throw a wrench into maybe everything that K-State was thinking about doing. Because if you got one of your own that is one of the hottest coaching candidates out there, and then he's being linked to a job in the Big 12, Oklahoma State, that's your league, that's, again, a bad look for K-State. Brad Underwood, the same thing.
There's a lot of FOMO going on, I think, in this situation, because if Colin Klein is successful somewhere else and you're like, man, we had him. He was right there. I don't want to miss out on this opportunity. And you have Kleinman, who is kind of had probably his most tragic year at K-State.
No doubt,
like, they're supposed to have a Heisman sleeper in Avery Johnson. They were supposed to win the Big 12, and things in Manhattan are falling fast. And that was a heartbreak loss with a blocked field goal against Baylor, especially when they had a lead.
Yeah.
I do have a question here. Is Cincinnati and Baltimore, are they the equivalent of Texas and Penn State?
Kind of like it, yeah.
Cincinnati's narrative ahead of the season was we're going to start off hot. We're going to play our teams in the preseason. We're going to get Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins rolling. We paid these guys. They should be a top-tier team. They're not going to be. The Baltimore Ravens, they were the most talented roster in the NFL, according to some. I think
Dusty, 8 days ago, people were picking Baltimore to beat Kansas City, and they've given up 37 and 40-something points in the last 2 games. 8 days ago, Baltimore was the darling of the NFL.
And both are out of every single sort of competitive look as, what this team can be. Now, Cincinnati played Detroit, kind of came back late, but it was too far gone at that point. They're now 2-3 after starting off 2-0. They've lost 3 straight, but Zach Taylor that's another guy you could put on this list.
Absolutely, yeah.
He's sticking with Jake Browning. They're going to continue to do this, I guess. And, you're going to go down with the ship if you do that, because I think they do need to go get somebody if they want to salvage anything in their season, because their division is essentially wide open.
It's wide open.
Baltimore's out of it. Cleveland's out of it. Pittsburgh's going to run away with it as a mediocre team, and you could still do that, especially with what you saw happen yesterday in the AFC with Buffalo losing, New England winning. You saw the Chargers lose. You could see Jacksonville lose tonight, or Kansas City could lose tonight, and the AFC is just completely wide open. If you have somebody of capability to be a quarterback, you could have a chance to not only come back somehow and win your division, but also be a team in the AFC that can make a little bit of a run late, especially if you do get Burrow back, and you got somebody just kind of like bend but don't break until you get to that point. But if you're too far gone by the time that happens, what's the point of even bringing Burrow back in the season and risking another injury?
Well, who are you going to go out and get right now if you're the Cincinnati Bengals?
Joe Brady.
Well, Joe Brady as the quarterback?
Or what I do, because you say this all the time, everybody has a phone. They all work. Everybody should be in a conversation. You call the Kansas City Chiefs and you say, hey, can I please talk to Spags?
Yeah.
And you give everything you can to Steve Spagnuolo.
Yeah, but he's
now,
already
he ain't
been
going.
a head
But
coach,
again, I don't think he's going anywhere. Just like I don't think anybody's ever going to, in this organization trade Patrick Mahomes or anything. But you're still like, what would it take?
Yeah.
And it's like, you could call Spags, but I think every number that says head coaching opportunity says scam likely. He's not answering.
Yeah, he shouldn't either. It was a failure.
But a lot of people say they should go get a defensive-minded guy.
Yeah, I think they need to get a. I was talking about quarterback for the rest of the year. If you got because Cleveland's not going to trade you Shedeur Sanders, and the acquisition cost to go out and get Kirk Cousins at this point in time would be way too much to give up when Joe Burrow is going to be back next season. So I just feel like right now with Cincinnati, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They're just going to have to play this whole thing out from a quarterback position. Now, if you're the Raiders, it's easier to go get Shedeur Sanders because you don't have to make a trade for Shedeur inside the division, right? You can trade him to, the Raiders and really not have it impact you. You can't do that to the Bengals. It's in-state twice a year. God forbid Shedeur Sanders turns into something and beats your ass. It would be so Cleveland-like.
I think Winston's a popular name.
Winston's a good name. I like
Kirk
that.
Cousins is a popular
name.
But
the acquisition cost is too much for Kirk Cousins when you have Joe Burrow coming back. Jameis Winston would be the the right answer for me on that one.
I mean, Gardner Minshew's a name.
Yeah. Carson
Wentz, whenever J.J. McCarthy comes back, he seems to be doing okay in Minnesota. That game was nuts against Cleveland in London. But someone on the text number 816, I'd pay money to watch Speck punch Dusty and watch Dusty beat his ass. Wouldn't be much of a competition. Coming up on the other side, we get to our script, and we'll see how accurate we are on a Tuesday with Bob, Nathan, and Dusty here on 96.5 The Fan, your home for the Kansas City Chiefs.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Trent McDuffie, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
Well, I'll tell you what, my friend Dawn Sharp is the best in the business when it comes to real estate. In fact, we're having a meeting today, and I can't wait to see my friend and see how great the real estate market is for her, because her and her team are the best in Kansas City. And first impressions matter more than ever. With more inventory coming on the market, buyers now have choices. The Sharp Homes team helps you stage, photograph, and present your home so it's qualified buyers remember and want to fight to buy your home. And the Sharp Homes team can give you options as well. If you want to skip the showings and open houses and go straight to sold, you can do that. Contact them to discuss their instant offer program. Dawn and her team are so easy to find. Just go to Google and type in Sharp Homes Team. There, you'll read from over 225 five-star Google reviews, and you'll see how Dawn and her team that spend thousands of extra dollars on advertising and marketing can make the difference between you and selling your house or not selling your house. So contact my friend Dawn Sharp. Contact the only agent I would trust if I needed to sell my home. It's Dawn Sharp and the Sharp Homes Team, brokered by Epic Realty. Like I said, just Google them. Sharp Homes Team. That's Sharp Homes Team, and start packing.
Is your garage door too loud and whining for help? Overhead Door Company of Kansas City will make it all better. They will perform their full 26-task garage door tune-up for just $79. That's just $79 for up to 3 garage doors and openers. You need this done once a year, so why not now? And for just $79. Call Overhead Door Company of Kansas City at 816-221-0072 or schedule online at overheaddoorkc.com.
Guys, you can feel your energy slipping away, losing what makes you, you. Synergen X and Low-T Center are the original MVPs of testosterone replacement therapy. What makes them the MVPs? Well, they use pharmaceutical-grade testosterone to increase it, and not just those compounds that might exist in other places. Synergen X and Low-T Center are the real experts you can trust for quality care. Most major insurance is accepted, and you can choose between in-person or online appointments. And for a limited time only, visit any Synergen X or Low-T Center for a free hormone consultation and free T-test, and automatically entered for a chance to win either autographed sports memorabilia such as jerseys, balls, or helmets, or you may even win a pair of tickets to a major sporting event in town. Synergen X and Low-T Center are getting you to the top of your game. A TRT MVP. Get in today and get your health back and win. Visit TRTMVP.com. That's TRTMVP.com.
Football season is big beef season. Join the Booth Creek Wagyu revolution and taste the steaks, burgers, and even Wagyu hot dogs that are changing the way America eats beef. Booth Creek has 2 convenient locations at 95th and Knoll and 135th and Metcalf, where they sample mouthwatering Wagyu every day. And their beef experts will lead you to the perfect cut. And now, Booth Creek is offering same-day delivery. Perfect for last-minute gatherings when you need Wagyu fast. Now available in-store, online, and same-day delivery. BoothCreekWagyu.com.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get 5 quarts of Valvoline full synthetic motor oil, a Wix filter, and a $15 gift card after rebate at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase, Thursday, October 23rd at J. Rieger & Company Distillery, Missouri side. Grandview Triangle moves well. 435 westbound is sluggish from there to the state line with a heavier portion approaching 103rd Street. Discover the latest HVAC, plumbing, and trade solutions with companies like Honeywell, Aprilaire, and 20-plus other vendors at the Kansas City Wind Supply Group Vendor Showcase, Thursday, October 23rd, 3 to 6 at J. Rieger & Company Distillery. Plus, enjoy complimentary food, drinks, tours, prizes, and networking. Alan Carr, 96.5 The Fan. Traffic.
Hey, it's Xavier Worthy. The Chiefs Radio Network pregame show starts 3 hours before kickoff, right here on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Back in on 8 o'clock hour here. Sun's out. Cars are flowing. Monday Night Football on the horizon. You said Danon Hughes decided to chime in on the video.
Yeah, Danon Hughes did weigh in. We're talking about the video, of course, that is circulating this morning of Jonathan Gannon, the head coach in Arizona, punching, it looks like, allegedly, DeMercado, the running back who fumbled the ball at the goal line. And, you know, Danon Hughes, who played in the league, obviously has been on the broadcast for the Chiefs for a number of years now. We all love Danon. Here's his response to that. He not quote tweeted, but responded to the tweet that I put out there of this. And he said, so hitting not once but 2 times is okay. Man to man, regardless of circumstance and arena. Just wondering, would it be okay if reversed? Head coach does something dumb, player can punch in chest on national TV. How awesome would that be if a coach did something that a player thought was stupid and they went up and punched him in the chest, just like Jonathan Gannon did with his running back out in Arizona? Probably wouldn't go over as well, Dusty, I'm imagining, if a player went up and did that. You see how people got heated with Travis Kelce and Andy Reid jawing a little bit on the sidelines. This coach, I want to see the same faux anger that people had for Travis Kelce and Andy Reid have for this situation, except for this situation, I don't know that it should be faux anger. That was violence on the part of that coach. And I don't know if we're going to see this come to life this morning because the ball washers at ESPN and NFL Network may not want to show this because of their relationships with the NFL. But this is, I think, going to become a bigger story today. Now you've got former players commenting on it. That's just unacceptable on the sidelines.
It's interesting. I think it's, you know, emotions and obviously how that game resulted after that play. They end up losing. But, you know, as the leader of the team, you got to have some sort of, you know, I don't know, leadership and embody those things. But speaking of leaderships and scripts, we get to what is the script of the Chiefs game that we will revisit tomorrow to see how far off or how good we were at it. Bob, you're first. Nathan, you're second. I'll go third, but take it away.
All right. I think it's going to be a fun game, guys. The playbook is now officially expanded, even from where it was last week. What we saw with Brashard Smith, what he could do, that's why I'm more excited about this one than anything. I expect him to do more. I thought we had a really good kind of launch into the Brashard Smith era. I'm ready to see him do more. He's a weapon. He's multidimensional. Let's get him involved. Now, let's talk about Worthy a little bit. He's got a game under his belt. He should be ready to take it to the next level. Gained confidence last week. I think he's going to have a very, very, very large day. Travis Kelce will get into the end zone. The defense will continue to show its dominance. They'll make Trevor Lawrence look like Lawrence Welk. They'll force him into 2 turnovers. Butker misses another kick, but the Chiefs win 35-0.
So they going for 2, or how are they getting to 35?
He'll miss a field goal. Would have been 38-0, but he misses it. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. I think this is a Steve Spagnuolo game. I think whether it is rainy or whether it's dry, Steve Spagnuolo takes away the opponent's best thing on offense. It's what the Belichick Patriots used to do. So even in weeks when Cam Scatteraboo popped off, like it was their plan to take away Malik Neighbors. And so
they did.
They did. The Chargers, they had success in the pass game, but Spags set out to stop the Chargers from running the football. So I think tonight the focus is on ETN. His over-under's at 64.5. I'm slamming that under for rushing yards. This is a Jaguars team that's averaging almost 150 yards on the ground per game. So I think he's going to force Trevor Lawrence to beat them. Brian Thomas Jr., guys, 12 catches so far this year on 32 targets.
Wow.
32 targets.
He's missed 20 times.
3 for 8 on average per game for Brian Thomas
3
Jr.
catches, 8 targets per game?
That's his average game so far this season. So
What's happened to him?
Well, it goes back to that Lawrence Liam Cohen thing from a few weeks ago that, there's something under the surface there. But I think Thomas gets something going with Lawrence, but it's not enough. I also have Butker down. I'm going to say he misses an extra point, but I think the Chiefs have enough on the offensive side, even if Worthy's a little hobbled to eke one out here. 26-17 Chiefs.
This is where it's come 2 for 2 with Butker misses a kick.
I mean, kick a clean game.
Is that our Trent McDuffie gets an interception from last year? Every week. Trent McDuffie gets his interception. Nope. I think the Chiefs come out hot. We talked about it earlier. They were plus 21 in the second quarter. Jacksonville plus 35, point differential that is, in the second quarter. They haven't played a defense like the Kansas City Chiefs. They haven't played a quarterback like Patrick Mahomes. I think the second quarter kind of indicates where this game will go. I understand it's a 4-quarter game, and yes, I watched every game on Sunday, but I think they get Rashard Smith involved early. We saw his snap count go up last week. We heard Andy Reid and Matt Nagy talk about how they want to get him more involved. The kid has showed some stuff and some improvement and some maturity through the season so far. We're in week 5. They drafted him in the 7th round. He could be a sneaky play. I like the screen pass to be something that could be effective, especially if the field is a little bit wet, a little bit soggy. I think that is an advantage of that play. So I like Rashard Smith to be involved early and often. I also like Hollywood Brown in this game. I don't know what Xavier Worthy's, percentage of health is. It'll never be 100% the rest of the year. Hell, nobody will be.
No.
We've already played 1 week in the NFL. I don't know if he's even 80%. The ankle injury scares me. But again, I think this is a game where maybe he's more of a pawn than he is used like he was in the Baltimore Ravens game. Again, come Tuesday, I could be completely wrong. But I like Hollywood in this game underneath and across the middle, and to really just kind of sit in the zone and kind of create what is to come out of that, which is the Thornton deep pass again. We didn't see it last week against the Giants, but we will see it this week. Against Baltimore, but we will see it this week, I think, against Jacksonville. Let him be lined up with Travis Hunter, hit him with a double move, get over in the secondary and the second level of that defense, and see Mahomes air it out. I do like that this defense can create turnovers in this game. I think this defense creates 2 turnovers in this game. I think Chris Jones will get a sack in this game as well, so you can all get your Big Mac on Tuesday afternoon. And I don't think weather is going to be as big a factor as we think. I think that there's going to be some issues with it going into the conversation. But again, I think that we're going to overblow this whole weather situation.
I think so too.
And I think everything will be just fine. And I think Tuesday morning, fellas, I'm going to call it now. Mahomes' name will shift to the lead of the MVP category as the favorite or the leader in the clubhouse. Josh Allen lost. Justin Herbert lost. Those were the 2 names ahead of him.
Are Lamar and Joe Burrow still receiving votes for MVP, or can we move on from them as well?
They're done. And so I think the 2 people above you lost. One team lost to New England. The other team lost to Washington. You have a chance to get to 3-2 and have a dynamite of a performance going back-to-back-to-back performances. Patrick Mahomes Tuesday morning will be the leader in the clubhouse for the MVP race, and the Chiefs will win this game 31-18. That is my script for this game.
You mentioned a couple of different things in there. The two-way player, Travis Hunter. Who would have thought it took us till about 11 after 8 o'clock on a Monday morning where the Chiefs are playing Jacksonville to talk about the guy who's playing 2 ways for the Jags, right? Where's he been all season long? He's been totally irrelevant this season when it comes to the Jacksonville Jaguars being the number 2 overall pick. Max said he was going to be a bust.
Travis Hunter will be one of the biggest busts in NFL history.
Yeah, so far. I mean, he's not wrong. He's not wrong. I mean, the guy's had an opportunity to play both ways and has really not done anything. How about focus on one side of the football and go ahead and do that, make him a one-sided player as opposed to trying to get both out of him? You've experimented it for a month, and I haven't seen like a highlight out of Travis Hunter.
Does he get Busch Light? Or does it have to be?
Oh, see, I don't know.
Does he have
That's
to
a
go
good
by
question.
Hunter Travis?
Yeah. Well, as Nathan said to start the show, what about the naturalized hunters? Like people who are already named Hunter. Are they getting this free Busch Light? It's a fair question.
It does merit the question of if that is. Speaking of meriting the question, the AFC West, is it now officially back to being shifted towards the team that's owned it for the last 9 years? We'll discuss that. Plus, Rob Gronkowski had a tough day yesterday saying one guy's name. It's quite honestly funny. I want to play it for you on the other side here. 96.5 The Fan, your home for Kansas City Sports.
Good morning, Kansas City. This is Nick Bolton, and you're listening to Fescoe and Dusty on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
Brought to you by Golden Oak Lending. Do you need extra cash? Golden Oak Lending can convert your home's equity into cash in as little as 14 days. Let Golden Oak Lending cure your blues.
I'll tell you what, my friends over at QC Kinetics want you to feel better. That's right. That's what they're talking about today, feeling better. And you know how they do it? No drugs, no surgery, and no downtime. And you're thinking, wait a second, what do they got going on? Look beyond traditional medicine. That's why QC Kinetics is so successful. People with chronic joint pain are learning that there are other options besides those steroids, meds, and surgery. Patients fight